Oh, beautiful. Damn,
Thank you.
really nice.
Close your eyes, take one breath in, let love begin. You didn't find us by chance. This show, this vibe was calling you. That grow show, so the soul, let it grow. You done know it's deeper than trees. This, that show where we plant
How you doing,
beliefs.
Coot?
Miracle vibes in the words we sow. Every time you tune, your spirit grow. Hope and speak with a healer's tongue. Words hit different, they old yet young. Coot man chant from a silver crown. Truth so deep, it calmed you down. Now listen, your heart feel warm. That's the vibe of breaking on. We talking plants, but it's more, you see. It's about what you hold spiritually. 11 sharp, your soul aligned. No mistake, it's perfect time. You tune in once, next week again, you're feeling peace. And you don't know when that seed inside your mind. Water it with truth and take your time. Let the green light shine from deep within. That grow show where the real begin. You're safe now, you're seen, you're growing.
Awesome. Welcome back. How's everyone doing this week?
All right.
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing well. I am doing well. Yeah, I think we had to go
Doing
live,
well.
but hi, Kai. How you doing? Welcome back.
My camera is going to be on and off as well as my mic because I'm trying to get little dude wrapped up for the night, but I didn't want to miss out. So I hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking. Yeah, good. Hey, Wes, you want that book? I just put in
Which
chat.
Oh, you just put it in chat?
Yeah.
Eating the Sun, Oliver Morton. Awesome. Uh-huh. Awesome. Well,
You
what's new
got
with
some news
anybody? Oh,
you got some
wow.
news today, right? That's what you told me.
I do have some news today. I don't think we're gonna lead in with that. Splinter was just getting excited about some new plants he had in the grow. He was just gonna give us a lowdown on those. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind
Yeah.
hearing what he had to say about those. So
No, I
sorry,
appreciate it.
what were they again? What was the cross?
So, Pablo's Diesel with Toaster Strudel times Pablo's Revenge is the mother, and then the father was 81 Florida Skunk times Sour Diesel.
Oh,
So
very cool.
it was a Tiki Clearwater collab, and then I pollinated it with a Katsu Sunshine State Seed collab.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
The
I like that.
outcome of the outcome of it had pink resin rails on the pheno that I kept, and then it finished with a weird kind of like whipped cream vodka slash Ed Hardy's Tiger's Ink.
Is it that one that's in chat there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on, let me throw it on.
Yeah, beautiful. Real nice.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's kind of my pride and joy out of what I made off of that project. I made a handful of crosses with that male, but that one came out curling. It's dried beautifully. It smoked beautifully. It had great terps on it. It's had a great flavor, smell, burned wonderfully no matter how I burned it. It had a great effect on it. It was just well-roundedly great. So couldn't complain about anything with it. The only thing I could complain about actually was it had some finickiness as a seedling that makes it not so hardy. It like it seems like if you it's easily fried off and then it's also kind of easily rotten off. So it's a little bit persnickety, but you just pop like that's part of why I also give out like 15 seeds at a time. But yeah, it pops with like 60-70% of them making it through, but an irritating amount of them do end up dying off as a seedling, and then the rest of them that don't die off as a seedling do absolutely amazing. It's literally just the one stage that for whatever reason they just don't want to be a hardy plant. So yeah, I'm working on that as we speak. But yeah, it's also going to be irritating because the projects that I was going to do with that Pablo's diesel, the back cross of it and the inbreed of it, I don't know that the pollen is going to be viable anymore, given how long it's been since I collected it. And even though I froze it, it's been about a year or so now, a year and a half. Uh, but
I mean,
that aside,
as long as it stayed frozen the whole time, I'd expect it to still be viable.
hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
Maybe less potent, but I would still expect to be able to pollinate some of what you were trying to achieve.
I would be hoping so, yeah. I'm gonna try it out and see what it does. The otherwise though, I was gonna inbreed it with some more of the Toaster Strudel Pablo's Revenge or a Pablo's Revenge S1. And not having the best of luck on those couple of works. So yeah, the future of that outcrossing or inbreeding or anything like that ain't looking bright. But that being said, it still is a beautiful, beautiful smoke that I was super happy with how it grew and how it smoked and all that kind of thing. That one finicky step was just irritating. And yeah, it at the most like 35-40% of them would die off as a seedling. And then yeah, after
Huh.
you get off with the 60% of them, 70% of them, then the 60-70% performs sterling. Like they grow well, they don't have a high male rate, they don't have a fucking firm rate, they like they're well roundedly great. It's just that one little hiccup. I was gonna try to work that out, and now I'm sitting here with seedlings that just don't want to pop either. And I'm like, okay, well, either I'm a just bad grower or these genetics might not be the sturdiest.
Yeah,
But yeah, that
that's crazy that you lose 30-40% of them. I mean,
that's the thing. It's like the rest of them do wonderful, and you might have out of 10 seeds that do make it out of like what the 13, 14 that you popped. Uh, 10 more seeds that you popped on that. Yeah, you're probably gonna get like two, maybe three males out of it, and then the rest aren't gonna harm or anything. It's gonna be working beautiful. But yeah, it's just that one little hiccup where it's like, for whatever reason, they're just not gonna pop through at 100%. I've had other people pop them at 100%, but I haven't myself, so I'm not gonna tell you that I have.
You're giving them as freebie?
I was giving them a freebie.
No?
Well, yeah, no, I give 15 pieces per purchase, and then I give a 10-piece freebie on top of that now. Before it was a 45 seeds for 55, but then that was like a special scoop that was I was doing as a brand new breeder. I've
Okay.
been growing for 4.5 years.
So Wes, what you got growing?
what do
You
I have
still
growing right?
you
Still,
still have not harvested your plants yet,
I
right?
still have not killed the Coots plastic yet. No, I still haven't messed with the 1.0. No, I haven't cut them down. Uh, been busy. Been busy. I plan on doing it tomorrow. See.
I've taken the TO. My record is 18 weeks. And here's the deal. At 18 weeks, not one trichome was even
Well, I noticed that
cloudy. It
there's certain ones that there's like because like some of them are 3/4, so they're not quite pure TO. They're TO with the 1/4 Pocalolo and 3/4 TO, right?
right.
And what I have growing out there right now. And what I noticed is like a couple of them express like the Pocalolo and they seem to ripen a little bit faster. But then the rest of them, like you said, there's like I have one that just like keeps increasing in size. No matter how long it
Yeah,
fucking flowers, it gets
yeah,
bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger
and
and
more
bigger.
resin.
It doesn't
Yeah, the
stop
resin set is unreal.
but the resin doesn't change color. The resin's
No,
like just
ice.
pure white. Like
18
and
weeks,
like
it's like ice. I
and
mean,
I'm probably close to it that with it, and like it's like yeah,
hey,
it's pretty crazy. The
yeah,
one just the one and the one that I was telling you reminded me of God Bud. It's that one. That's the one that just keeps growing and getting bigger
yeah.
and bigger and bigger, like and is definitely one of the dankest of all of them. But they're certainly nice, and they seeded quite well, so I'm really happy with what, especially for being my first reversal and feminization. So I was
So
happy about. I was happy.
those seeds that you have contain 6 sativas, 2 of them from Thailand. Okay. And a tiny, I mean, so fucking tiny, it's not even there, is a Kandahar Afghani to make the original TO. Because that's just what you did. You crossed a fucking indica with a sativa because some dickhead in Portland by the name of George Cervantes said you should, or something. Excuse me, Jorge Cervantes, as he later morphed into a little bit of street cred, you know. So, anyway, so that thing goes goofy, and that's why I was telling you last week. Get those plant trainers.
Yeah.
You can keep that canopy really even without topping, which is the worst fucking thing you can do to a plant is top it.
I
No
that's
sense.
one thing I've trained that I've changed my grow in the last couple of years is stop you told me stop topping and just start tying down. And
Yeah,
like I have, and it's easier, it's better, it's freaking simple. I'm
yeah,
like, why was I hurting my plants before? I don't understand.
right.
Like, why was I setting them back like a couple days, like a couple 3 days every
At
time I
least,
shocked them pinching off
at
the top?
least,
At
yeah.
least I stunting my own growth, but like you can get the exact same thing without hurting your plant and without cutting or allowing a vector for disease to get in. Like
Here's the main reason. Well, everything you said is, but the supreme one is this. That specific part of the plant, the meristem, and that's what you're doing when you top it. You're removing that. Okay, that's the brain center of the plant from the soil up to the top. It controls the production of terpenes and terpenoids and ketones, the antifungal, anti-herbivore insect. So you're basically stripping the plant of its defense system because you want it to grow laterally. Well, fuck,
you
that's why they
don't
make plant
need
clips.
central
I
nervous
mean,
system.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And then people, well, it harmed on me. Well, fuck, I guess it would. You use some shit soil like I don't want to say the name, but it doesn't matter. They're all the same. And then oh, I changed new programs. Well, that was smart. Yeah, we went from slow suicide to immediate suicide. So anyway, I've never seen any sector in horticulture where people had so many problems with herms. It's so unique to cannabis. It's unfucking believable.
That
Can
is
you
something.
imagine where I live? This state sells, well, it did, I don't know, $1.8 billion a year in plants. A small nursery farm here is 500 acres, and there's several that are 1,000 or more acres. Okay. Can you imagine? Okay, 1 acre can hold 36,000 plants. Can you imagine if they had herm problems like cannabis growers? What a fucking nightmare, man.
They got to go through and inspect every single node on every single plant to make sure that there's no individual nanners popping up.
Yeah.
They're looking with a
Good
magnifying glass.
luck. Yeah, good. You got 1,000 acres and there's 30,000, 33,000 plants on each acre. I can't even do, what's that, 33 million? Yeah, 33 million plants.
Yeah, no, you were talking about long flowering varieties. I realized my issue finally, but for the longest time, I would make everything flower an extra 2 to 4 weeks for no apparent reason. And
The apparent reason is because breeders are fucking liars and they'll tell you their shit finishes faster than it really
Oh,
does
yeah.
because it moves back.
that's
Like,
kind of it. Yes, but
Yeah.
that aside, there's also another couple of reasons that are also apparent once you learn what the fuck you're doing. Uh, so apparently, I constantly end up with too much nitrogen by the end of flower. Even when I was doing salts, I was still doing too much nitrogen by the end of flower because I wasn't flushing back then. Um, but then on top of that, I was under the impression that I needed nitrogen to help form the bud. That was clearly a misguided impression. But that being said, yeah, so even when I was doing salts, I was still having too much nitrogen in flower, pushing it that much longer. Other side of it is when I went into organics, I was doing a lot of my own raw organics, and plus I was chop and dropping the trim. So at this point, you end up with a bunch of nitrogen at the end of flower. So now I'm even ending up with more than I was with salts. Uh, but that aside, there was also the issue of lighting. I constantly overexpose late in flower. So when you hit with late exposure, high nitrogen, or I'm sorry, high exposure in late flower, high nitrogen, and a consistently high temperature, your plants don't know to finish. Like
Yeah,
they just keep
but
going and going like that Energizer bunny.
you could chop and drop in some other container at one point. Give it to your plant and veg.
Yeah.
When you chop and drop.
Green grow.
Dude. Yeah.
Was
Good
that
evening, Ed.
Hey, Wingas, what's up?
Hey, what's good,
I saw
everybody?
you today. Saw you on a chat on a live on IG.
Ah, hopefully, you know, we have fun on there, I guess, you know? Like,
Oh yeah.
Well. I'm sorry I haven't said anything, but the friend who thought that I didn't remember him, and uh, I told everybody I was a little bit tied up with Junior. He's all set up now, but what my husband and I were setting up is that. I think I win today.
nummy. I did make
we're all
meatballs and
looking at
pasta with
oh,
basil and tomato pasta from my garden, but anyway.
I'm not even trying to hear about food right now. I'm so hungry.
Are
I
you?
sipped food before I got on.
Doggone it, Ed. Oh, well.
I keep snacking on figs. They keep filling me a weird amount. You know I'm nutritionally deprived when figs can fill you up.
Can they? Yeah, right? I didn't know figs could have that kind of power, Ed, but, you know.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know
you
either
got
until
a
I had it.
big joint there, Wingas.
Yeah, I call it a boint. Like a blunt and a joint, you know? A boint.
A point.
Yeah, a boint.
Oh, what I sent to the chat was Marshmallow Mountain times 81 Florida Skunk times Sour Diesel. So that one was what I got right now, actually. Probably best that I just send a picture to the chat rather than look at the video, but let's see if it works out. There.
Are you on it to us? Or I'm doing it?
oh, sorry, I was over here.
The new picture that Splinter sent.
Which one was that? The one with beside the closet door, or the one with the plant bent right over?
Both of them,
Both
I
are the
guess.
same. Yeah, both are the same plant. They're just at like 3 weeks apart.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so this one got light
Uh-huh.
damage because I let it rest against a 240-watt LED for a good while. Yeah, so that one built up enough weight that I didn't know what to do with it after a certain point. It was just dense. It was just dense. Like magically though, it was also able to avoid bud rot, which blew my mind. Uh, in my conditions, I had two other cultivars catch bud rot, and this one
Right.
did not, as dense as it came through. So yeah, seemingly
Wow.
bud rot
Nice.
resistant, but still stacks out beautiful.
Nice plant.
Thank you. That one was it's weird. It wants to have like a gummy terp now that it's finished drying and it's been curing for a few weeks.
Goathead Gardens from chat says plant snakes in your garden. Your corn
Yeah,
winding through.
yeah. So at this point, I can confidently say, yeah, I needed plant stakes and or shout out to the man umbrella trellis because yeah, that's probably what I needed in my garden was an umbrella trellis. That would have been
Dope.
play. But yeah, I mean, you live and you learn. Uh, yeah, that
And
and having your top bud form into like a separate individualized head when because of light damage instead of forming like an extra 2 or 3 Gs on top of what it should have had. Um,
I've seen that too, Ed. I've done the same thing,
yeah,
especially with
it,
Thai and foxtail dominant strains. It's natural for them to do that. Those sativas will go 14 weeks. Some of those things, and I was pulling them at like 12 and 13, not knowing. And wow, they were hella psychedelic though.
yeah. See, the one picture is at about week 9, week 10, and this was at about week 12, week 13.
Yeah, must have been
Yeah.
was that a Thai dominant strain, something
No,
like that?
no, this was a that 81 Florida Skunk Time Sour Diesel crossed
Okay,
to the Marshmallow Mountain.
this is
might have.
this is Coots with the one again.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful plant.
One of his monsters. Another one of his
Yeah.
monsters.
That's what I
That was
want right there.
super
On
healthy.
its way to be a 10-pounder.
Yeah,
Super healthy.
I had
That's
2 more
incredible.
months after that picture was taken, so.
Yeah,
Wow.
so Coot don't flush these bad boys.
I don't flush anything, Jesus.
No.
I build a soil and that's it. And it
Let it feed the
goes
plant.
year
And
after
poop.
year after
It's-
year after
and-
year after year.
And as well as the natural senescence tends to get rid of most of what you need when you letting it finish on its own. Let it get ripe, it'll fucking it'll start
Well, you
changing
can see
color.
the corn stalk in the foreground. So that'll give you an idea how big that thing is. So.
That's huge.
That would be 6 feet. That thing's probably got to be 9, 10 feet tall.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
we can only
nice
do,
plant.
we can only, legally, we're only allowed 4 plants in this state, so.
Wow.
We gotta find a
Really
way to do some legislations.
incredible.
It doesn't say how big they can be, it just says 4 plants, so. They're thinking you're gonna be in a, like, I don't know, 4 gallon or
Hey.
something, I guess, on your porch or whatever.
Well,
Right.
Oregon, like with so if you're pulling 10 a plant, that'd be 40 pounds a year. You'd be hard pressed to smoke that in a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, under the old medical laws here, we had medical for like 18 years before they did the recreational thing and really fucked things up. But under the medical laws, you were allowed to have 24 ounces on your person. That means in a backpack It means sitting on the seat of your passenger side of your car.
24 ounce.
24
How many
pound and a
joints you
half.
roll with it?
Yeah, 24 ounces. Like, who needs a pound and a half of weed? You know, I mean, on a bus. You know, Jesus.
I'm going to church, man. Like I always
Yeah,
eat a
right.
pound and a half of
You're
weed
right.
when
I'm
I'm
going to the
church.
diner, man. They have some French toast.
Huh? What weed?
Oh my God! Did the bus get hit with a skunk? What is that? Oh,
Did the bus get hit with a skunk?
I
yeah,
wish. I wish I
right.
could find a bus that smelled like that anymore.
Did the bus hit a skunk?
You know
Did the
that's
skunk?
illegal in some state to get skunk pet, but you can get them in other state. There's still state in USA that you can have a skunk as a pet.
Oh,
There's even some contest of breeding of a skunk
Yeah.
with different pattern.
You
And
imagine
there's some states where having a skunk, you have to have an exotic pet license. But I was also going to say super quick, the smell of a skunk would probably be the least of my problems on a bus, given the possibilities of other smells that I have experienced on the LA Metro.
yeah,
So
I was
you
Skunk
gonna
is
have
say,
not
ridden
so
on,
bad.
can you
so
can
you
you
have ridden
imagine
on TriMet buses here in Portland, huh?
can you imagine being a skunk breeder but also not smoking weed?
no.
Like, you imagine how goofy of a lifestyle that must be, inherently speaking. Like, you spend every day with somebody outside your house, like, oh, that smells good. And you're like, I don't smoke weed. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. I don't know you.
You're weird.
I have not gotten on the TriMet buses out here mainly because I know that I talk a lot of shit, but I cannot fight the strength of my shit talking, if that makes sense. I will get beat up so fast and robbed so fast. My Junior, they'll be like, oh yeah, what's up, little white homie? How you doing? You know, me on the other hand, I'm gonna get my ass whooped. I'm not ballsy enough to take that TriMet bus.
Yeah, see, I'm not pregnant. I just got to keep in mind that I'm in the state that I'm in now with my lungs. So, yeah,
Oh, it's not
everything
even
works.
that. It's just me being a small shit talker.
How tall are you?
5'2".
Oh my God, I'm 6'4". I'm like over a foot taller than you. That would be
Uh,
crazy. Because I'd be like, hey, what's up? And you'd be like, oh my God. You're like, I would tower.
I would have to look at you, sir. I promise you, I know where your eyes are at. I'm not staring at your cleavage out of respect.
yeah,
Yeah, you got to tell her eyes up here nonstop.
hey girl,
Right?
I mean, I know you like, the belly, but come on.
I'm here.
Here,
There's
girl,
more to
don't stare
me.
at my big belly booty. My big booty
There's
belly.
more. There's more to me than meets the eye. All right.
Okay.
There's more to me than my belly. My jelly belly. That's funny.
Hey, man, what I grew up learning coming from a Buddhist household is that if there's a fat man sitting kind of sideways, you rub his belly for good luck. So, I
Hey,
mean,
come on over. I could use a belly rub. Oh
can you
dear.
imagine this man starts setting up in front of his house, rub my belly for good luck, and all
Yeah,
these
$5.
ladies come up and start doing it? $5?
$5 or
Wow.
Woolworth for hash.
I got $1.70 and 13 Doritos.
Well, you can rub my toe.
Oh,
You can rub my toe.
Yo, if I'm rubbing your toes, I need to get commission for this. All right, I'm not paying you for this.
Okay.
You need to pay me
Well,
now. I'm a
well,
co-star on your OnlyFans at this point.
you can have my road steamer, bro. Bro, that's rough.
No, okay, so I just broke down some Mind Flayer from Soulfire.
Oh my
And
God, man, how is that?
it is the closest thing to ice cream cake and gelato I've ever had, and I've had ice cream cake and multiple gelatos. It's
Wow.
exactly what people meant for ice cream cake to be, and it never achieved. Got it. Okay, what are we looking at, Coop?
That's the one.
Those are
Mm.
TO buds, outdoor, no flush, just harvest it when it's done. And this is my,
Boop, 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 boop. Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing for outdoor bud, honestly. That's really good quality for outdoor bud.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of our indoor.
Yeah, no, exactly. There's people that can't produce indoor that well. That's
No, I know it.
that's well done. That's well done.
So dense. So dense. Very nice for outdoor. Incredible. That's because he's got all of the. That's because he has the amendments.
Well, I mean, that's the sun
That's
for
the
you. The
soil,
sun
baby.
is the best grow light we got. Like, I mean, we brought it in indoors because of prohibition, not because it was better growing conditions.
But at the same time, it's also about genetics as much as what you're feeding it. Because
Yeah,
at
it
the end
is.
of the day, how many people do you know who grow outdoors and grow way, way larvier, leafier, even though they're under the same
Yeah,
plant?
but like, yeah, but you take, but you take most modern most modern hybrids outside, and they melt in the fucking sun. They can't stand up in fucking outdoors.
That
Like,
or
there's
they take mildew
yeah,
or
they get
septoria.
eaten by bud rot, septoria, fucking PM, like
let me show one other thing. That was grown in a 1,000-gallon pot, so that's what, 5 yards, 5 cubic yards. And that soil was when the rooted cuts went into the beginning of the growth season. That soil was over 6 years old. So
Wow. Yeah. You know, Coot
during
would. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I got a
no,
question.
during the
for you.
winter, you put cover crops on it just like you do in a like the picture behind Crepper there. You can see cover crops are going to keep the microbiology alive in the soil, and it also fixes nitrogen from the atmosphere
Sure.
into the soil. And plus, so by keeping it alive, it's like you don't go out and a farm and pull all the soil up every year and replace it with bags of potting soil from God knows where.
Right.
You build a soil and you work it.
Yeah.
okay, so that's
It's
so
really
okay,
simple.
so
It's really
I've had a
simple.
real, I've had a, so I've had a, I've been having a cover crop that are like, so basically I had a few plants outside to get some sun, and they got some dandelions in them. And so a couple of my pots came up with dandelions in them. I brought them back inside, no problem whatsoever. Um, and the dandelions have been in the bottom of those ones. And so I started just like, just they grow up, I chop them right down to the ground and I drop it right on the ground and let it, the
There
dandelions
you go.
melt in so much faster than any other thing that I've covered crop before. I honestly think they were the best cover crop I've ever used because they just like turn, they go in and back around so fast. Like
Right.
they melt almost immediately, like within a day or two, they're fucking just melting back into the soil.
Mhm.
Well, part of
Whereas,
that,
but
part of
so
that is
I don't
that
know.
if we look at a leaf and assay it, you're talking about 95 or more percent water. And that's why when we use, like I grow comfrey, and they get really long, 3-4 foot long leaves. think of tobacco. That's what it looks like when it's growing. Okay. And so they're called fronds, and I don't know why that is, but that's what they call them. And so when you cut them off and lay them on the ground, on the soil, within 48 hours, you put them on the ground, you toss some water on it, you know, sprinkle it, whatever. Yeah, because they deconstruct really fast. And releasing all those elements back into your soil, that's the whole point of doing the chop and drop is,
Absolutely.
you know, people, I know they do it for cosmetic reasons, but think about it. A tree, say an old tree that's 20, 30 feet tall, okay? It produces more, as it gets older, more leaves because there's more branching, right? And so if the leaves fall to the ground, all the nutrients that it pulled out of the soil are going to be manifested in the foliage, right? And so when the leaves fall on the ground and some idiot doesn't come by with an air blower and let things deconstruct the way they're supposed to, it's feeding itself. The leaves, in effect, not in effect, they actually are. They're feeding the microbes and adding the newts, or whatever you want to call it, elements back into the soil, along with enzymes and microbiology and a whole bunch of other factors. What fucks up gardens more than anything is human intervention. You know, this thing of, well, I heard a guy online said that, or listened to somebody like a George Cervantes. I mean, you don't stand a chance. You don't stand a fucking chance. The guy told you to put your soil in an oven and kill the germs, for Christ's sake.
That's fucking crazy.
Not exactly Zen. You know.
He may not have had the strongest science at the time.
He didn't have any science.
He might have been shooting.
They were
He might have been
flying by the
shooting
seat
from
of
the
their
hip a
fucking
little
pants.
bit.
They were flying with us. I dealt with the guy. I bought my first lights from the guy. The guy was clueless. And it didn't improve. Even after he left for 7 years to avoid prosecution, came back as Jorge. His real name is George Van Patten. And at first he was George Cervantes, and then he became, through a new publisher or agent, Jorge Cervantes.
Let me find out that the one thing that Coot's going to catch a bid for is beef over Jorge Cervantes.
Yeah.
You guys want to see an interesting plant? Sorry, Ed.
No, it's all right. I was just going on with the joke.
That's all good, brother. I just ADD got the best of me on that one.
You're good.
Time delay. Sorry, brother.
You're good.
Anyway, there's yeah, I was gonna say, check out the chat.
Oh, nice.
Thanks.
What is that?
That is Sister Nice. Keep scrolling there. You'll see the. Oh, yeah, there's
Hold
another.
on.
Yeah.
Is that Mr. Nice Seeds? That was
No, it's close. So it's a play off it. It's Oregon Afghani times G13 haze.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you look at that bud, it's very dense. Like that.
Yeah.
Every bud on that plant was at least 14 grams. The main cola was 36 grams. So that's on a 15-gallon indoor, right? Under LEDs.
Yeah.
Crazy. So yeah. So Coot's weed reminds me of this is my guy down the road. This is like a mentor to me. We do all organic, you know, basically Coot's recipe. Yeah, check that out. That's the bag of those buds, with the exception of the big one. It's not even in there. Those are all 14. They're all half-ounce plus fucking buds. And they're fire, like hella fire.
Fuck yeah, man. So what's the outcome of the terp? What's the outcome of the terps on that one?
Chocolate, coffee, honey, nuts.
Fuck yeah.
And fuck yeah. And some lemon.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, 'cause it's got the Afghani and it's got the haze, you know, and some
Yeah,
hashing.
that'd be something interesting for me to try. That chocolate coffee. I've
Yeah,
barely
it's
ever come
fire.
across chocolate coffee.
It's really something. It's not my plant. This is a 15-year cultivated plant, like Coot's talking about.
Okay.
The reason I brought this up was to piggyback off of Coot's expertise
Yeah.
talking about his plant and how the benefit of running the same plant and more so the same soil. My guy that's 16-year soil that he grew that in.
Ah, damn. Okay.
Yeah, and it's all from like, craft blend, right?
Yeah.
Basically Coot's recipes. Yep. Basically Coot's
Okay.
recipe and over mushroom compost because my guy also might grow mushrooms and put the compost in the soil and chicken
Yeah.
shit, all kinds
There's
of
a
good
big,
stuff.
when we grow mushrooms, even the little kits, you get for like $15, Home
Yeah.
Depot, whatever. Those are called blocks. And as the block fills up with mycelium, then the plant goes in to produce what we call mushrooms, and those contain the spores for the next generation. So it's a reproductive element produced by the mycelium is the deal. That's
Right.
the whole, in the world of fungi, it's the mycelium.
That's right.
As far as if we're going to use it for other, and here's one way to use it. So once you get your harvesting done, because you get more than one cycle off a block.
Yeah. Each
It
flush.
depends, but let's say three. You get three flushes. Okay, now you take that block of mycelium and you bust it up.
Yep.
You don't have, you just put on some rubber gloves and just bust it up. Make it like gravel. And if you just sprinkle a little bit on each plant in your garden,
They'll go crazy.
it's an inoculation process. So you're inoculating. It's easier than shit to put bacteria in the soil.
Sure.
Worm castings are a product of bacteria.
Right on.
All right. And enzymes, but in
Right.
terms of,
That's
but
what they feed on. That's what
to
they
get
feed on.
fungi in a soil, that's the challenge. And that's why all the games were played with the compost tea, high fungal teas and all that bullshit. Okay. So here's the easy, cheap way to do it. Is just put some mycelium on it. It'll inoculate your entire container. And now you have a good balance of fungi, bacteria, and the other microorganisms in the soil. And you didn't have to buy anything. You
Yep.
got 3 meals out of it.
Yep.
3 stir-fried meals out of a $15 investment. It's
Right.
a win-win. And it doesn't matter what you want to use, oysters, you want to use lion's mane, that part doesn't fucking matter.
That's
That
awesome.
part doesn't matter at all.
Well,
Cool.
so would you say that it matters at all if you start to use like tannin focused fungi? Like certain
I'm sorry.
fungi are this, so there's like a variety of different groups of fungi that I assume that you're talking about fungi that are, because I don't actually know enough about mycology to tell you. I studied this about 4 or 5 years ago now. I should have studied it more, but yeah, as I remember,
Okay.
there are certain fungi that
Well,
break
you
down
and
wood specifically. So I was wondering what the difference would be there, if any.
in the mycelium, not very much. I mean, you have certain fungi that only grow on live trees. You
Yeah.
have fungi that deconstruct trees because
Yeah.
bacteria has no effect on cellulose or polysaccharides, whatever term you want to use. The only
Okay.
thing on this planet that can deconstruct those materials is fungi, and specifically mycelium. The mushroom itself is a manifestation of its species down to exact type. But aside from that, it's like, is a yellow rose better than a red rose? it doesn't matter if what you're trying to get to is
Right.
the root ball of see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and in this case, the mycelium is the root ball. That's what you put your medium, then you inoculate it with spores. And then
Yeah.
the rate that they multiply is phenomenal. And within a few days, depending on what you're growing, you're going to see mushrooms. And so you harvest those. And then in a few days after that, you get another, usually get, those are called flushes.
Yeah.
You just put some water in it. And then it depends. Like say the easiest mushroom to grow probably for the home person would be oysters. Oyster
Agreed.
mushrooms.
Agreed.
Very, very simple. Anyway, so you get some nice food out of it. And now you have this mycelium rich, it is a waste product.
Mhm.
We can turn that in, and it's going to take soil that's say of this level, we can elevate it without spending money. No magic elixirs, no magic powders, and just
Right.
using some biology,
Yeah.
and there you go.
Yeah, I did that
Yeah.
with. Yeah. Go ahead, Ed.
Oh, my apologies. No,
Not at
I
all.
had made a silly error in that when I was doing this, I was quite a bit younger, and I made a wonderful mistake of not really actually composting those blocks. So, um, whenever said kinds of fungi were done,
Before you inoculated them, you put
after
some
I was
spores in
done with
them.
them,
Oh, you don't have to do anything after you're done with them. Just bust
well,
it up.
so yeah, basically, I just left a giant pile of mess. Uh,
Oh, wow.
didn't actually
Well,
try
now you
to add
know.
anything else.
Yeah, don't have to do
So,
anything.
well, here's the issue: is that I then manifested such a wonderful biblical infestation of net fungus gnats that I cannot convey the scale.
Biblical. That's
It
hilarious,
it was
bro. Biblical
cinematic.
proportions, man.
It really was.
That's
Like
awesome, man.
I dealt with that for the next like 2 years, and I'm
Right.
still with an incredible magically occurring fungus gnat problem where like if I slightly
Oh my
start to
God. Right.
overwater for maybe a couple of days, they're instantly on my
Right
soil in
there,
mass volume to where
dude.
it doesn't even make sense that they came from my dirt or anything. They're
Right.
coming from my nearby vicinity for sure. It's not my drains, it's not this, it's not that. It's my outdoor compost pile
Right.
from years back that
Sure.
it's broken down since then, and of course, and it's all good now. But yeah, since then they've just colonized everywhere they could outside possible. So
Yeah.
it at this
Nice.
point just is what it is. I now have manifested a localized colony of fungus gnats that's forever a thing.
They're your forever friends, Ed.
Me and my best friend.
Yay, the forever friends. Yeah, that sucks, man. I've got the same problem, Ed, a little bit with trips. They're the gift
Ooh.
that keeps on giving, bro. And but I mean, I've killed them a couple of times, but they they really love the composted manure that I got called Black Cow. I didn't realize they were coming out of that bag until it was too late, and I had a whole bunch of it in my soil. So I'm kind of been fighting that with nematodes and diatomaceous earth and that kind of thing. And bokashi crust on the top, So you guys want to see something?
Okay.
I'm a little embarrassed because the tent. I just harvested a plant, but I'll get another one in there. This should have 3 15-gallons in it, but it's only got 1 15-gallon that's finishing, and then I got a 3-gallon. I got to transition in, or a 5-gallon. I got to transition into a 15-gallon. But let's see. I just transitioned back into from salt to organic growing, but that's an OG. Got about 3
Okay.
weeks left. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Not bad. You know, it looks all right. I won't keep it though. It's too
Which
too
one?
leafy for me.
Mm,
This is a lemon OG times Crunch F1 by shout out Dr. Brown Thumbs out of
Yeah,
Michigan. Yeah, buddy, it's only in a 5 gallon. Ed, I'm going to put it in a 15 gallon and make
okay.
into this beast right here. And
There
then
you
I'm
go.
going to take more clones off it, and off we go. So I got them going under Mars Hydro. I just got these the other day, or a month
Okay.
ago, I guess it was. Yep. And to keep my heat down, I've had a problem with heat in here because and humidity up in Minnesota here. See, I'll show you my veg.
Quickly, I want to note something about that mind flare. I
Yeah.
noticed that I could not control my yawning for the following like 20, 30 minutes after I started smoking it.
Oh my
And
God.
now I'm just sitting here with my foot bouncing rapidly.
Oh wow.
So uh, it's kind of a conflicting effect.
Right, man. Here we go.
Look at that.
That's a beast. This is the Lemon OG Crunch F2. This is one of them. The second
Okay.
pheno. Yeah, she's a bit of a beast. I think she's a she. Yep, she's looking like another she, which is cool. This is a Mountain Time times Silver Onyx times what is that? Jack Skellington. Old school
Yeah.
there. That's 5 gallon. That's going into 15. These are in 3
Okay.
gallons. Sister Nice. Couple of those. And this is Ghost Train Haze. And I forgot what this one was. It's on the black container in there. I can't remember. Like Star Killer, I think. Star Killer. Yeah. But yeah, man. And then I have some babies going in here, but they're not doing the greatest. I got to get them out of there. Actually, before they die on me. See, they're not doing the greatest.
They're still doing
Yeah,
better
man.
than my things.
Okay. Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I just checked in on my seedlings today for some toaster strudel time Pablo's Revenge. Pablo's Revenge S1, and
Okay.
both of them were fried out. I just let them dry out too hard, and yeah, they were just gone. You could just find the seeds now. So I didn't even get them to break dirt. Like I'm just over here making novice mistakes. Like I haven't the minor about the experience that I have.
Right. I hear you, man. I got to get these. I got to transplant these buggers. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be doing that while I'm talking to y'all.
there you go.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I would show off what I do got, but my lights are off right now, and they've been off for a good 3 hours now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. These didn't transition very good from my buddy's place. Didn't do so good. But yeah, I'm trying to these to salvage these 3. They look like they can handle it. But
What I got going right now is some shishkaberry pie times cherry pie kush from Hooligan Selections, and
right
then
on.
some Hindu Skittle times 86 Hindu times I-95 Hooligan Selections, as well as Grape Stomper OG times Alien OG times Grape Stomper BX2
Wow. That's
from
a
That
mouthful there,
Shishkaberry,
Edward.
the Shishkaberry dates back to like 98, 97 up
okay.
in BC. It was
Yep.
Breeder Steve.
Breed
I got
Steve.
some
Oh,
One of his early.
I got some shishkaberry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
it
stuff.
was classic, real classic.
I never got to try the original shishkaberry.
Okay.
I got to try the cherry pie, of course, but yeah, that was a whole separate experience right there. That was beautiful. Um, I never got to try the shish berry at all, though. I didn't get to try like a bad example of it or anything.
Right.
Yeah. I have no idea. I mean, he did some really good work in that era. Sweet pink grapefruit was one really known for, but there were others in this group called the BCGA, British Columbia Growers Association. There was
Okay.
Vic High, and he's the one that actually took out the name, registered the name, was Vic High, Space Queen, Killer Queen.
Oh, really?
Did some work on the Romulan. Well, everybody did. So did Breeder Steve. It was more of a network. It wasn't
Right.
just proprietary. I got better seeds than you do, kind of bullshit up to date
Right.
by people that can't grow. So
Yeah, that was
yeah.
a funny thing. I remember talking to Humboldt, and I brought up the possibility of like me maybe getting the chance to send him some more of this Georgia pie coffee back to him and see what he thought of the work that I did. And knowing that he got a full schedule and all this good stuff, I'm like, all right, maybe I can go ahead and weasel my way into your schedule here. And then I seen that somebody I know was also working that Georgia pie coffee, and he popped up in the chat, and I was like, all right, cool. How about you also work with us and we can do it as a trio and get more shit done at a time? And he just never said anything, and instead has now since been watching me from afar. And I'm just like, what is this odd standoffish energy? You could have just said no, and we could have just went our separate ways, and we would have had like maybe a friendly competition at the most. Whoa, look at you go. All kinds of roots, huh?
So these came out of here because we ran out of room in here. And now we're starting to run out of room in here again. I think I might get a fish tank.
There you go.
Get
There you
salt
go.
water, really go broke quick.
And you guys can hear the reason in the background of why I'm hesitating on getting a fish tank.
Yes.
Yay, 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 yay. That's what I've been hearing, other than you guys.
You got a fisherman in your background.
Yeah.
I got
That's
the
a way to
fin
put it,
fever, as
yes.
they call it, many years ago, and spent more than I should have. Oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know.
we
Let's
try to
do
take
angelfish and discus.
we try to take the little one to go fishing, and I think that he will stone a fish to death before catching one on a line.
I believe that. Knowing your child as much as I do at this point, I believe that.
See, Wes has got it right. Get the really durable ones. If you're gonna have fish, get durable fish that not finicky like discus or
Big
angelfish.
aquarium.
Angelfish are awesome, though.
Yeah, they
Oh,
are.
they're gorgeous, but man,
They're a lot of
you
work.
talk about cranky.
Yeah, they
Water's
are.
got to be just so.
They're mean to each other. I got one
Yeah.
angel fish in here, and it was the one that drove the other angel fish to like death. Like
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
it like the same type, and it just pastured it to death. I don't know. They just hate each other.
Right.
Yo, I had a beta shark and a rainbow shark when I was a like 6 year old or something, 8 year old. And I remember coming back from vacation with my family, going to visit my family up in New York. And I came back to my sister having sat for me the fish. And she was like, yeah, I don't know what happened. And I was like, what? Okay, what do you mean you don't know what happened? And I came in to see my beta shark having been eaten like corn on the cob. There was just
Damn.
His entire
Edward.
body was untouched except for his scales. His scales had been plucked off, and my rainbow shark was basically doing laps slowly around the side of the body as the body was just chilling in the middle of the tank.
Damn, bro. That's rough.
You know, it's perfect now. Instead of having all that crap you got to worry about pH and all that shit, is get a nice large screen, you know, the standard stuff today, and then hit YouTube and find an aquarium channel. And they're like 8 or 9 hours long. There you go.
You can look in the aquarium.
A big favorite between me and Junior. I really hope he doesn't start talking right now while I'm talking. I don't mind if you guys do. The little one's a different story. But anyways, we watch Ants Canada. And Ants
Oh, yeah.
Canada, he has 3 vivariums that he has connected together in this gigantic room, and he just added 2 more bearded dragons to it. This man is creating a whole ecosystem within his home.
Yep.
The commentary is wild, but I mainly watch it for all the stuff that he does to it. You know, like the vivarium care and stuff that he does makes me want a praying mantis. I don't know about a bearded dragon. That's a lot of poo. But
Right.
a praying mantis would be cool because I used to have 2 of them.
They're neat. They are easy to take care of too.
Oh yeah,
I'm
super
seeing-
easy.
And fly traps are fun. Plant to grow.
Fly traps are fun.
Venus fly traps. So.
That
Those
just
are
hit my
cool.
head like you were just talking about basic fly traps. Like fly traps are fun too.
They
But I just
are. Pitcher plants are cute. A little high maintenance, but they're cute.
No,
Ooh, we got the party going with red solo cups. Cheers to that.
Yeah. Well, I had to transplant those. See?
with
When
a
it went
wonderful
legal here,
I bet.
I was invited to be a consultant of sorts through somebody you guys would all know. And I made it through 3 visits and reviews. And all 3 reviews were the same. You're fucked. Basically, with the setup you have and what you're doing is you're fucked.
Right,
And
right.
sure enough, they didn't make it through the season, sold their license. So, I mean, you can just see, you know,
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Have
not
you
hard to
done
see a
this?
bad
No,
grow.
but I read a lot. That's that kind of shit. Because you're talking to investors. Oh, I
Right.
read a lot. Oh, good. And they run down the list of books, and I'm just shaking my head. You don't have anybody yet. This is, you know, we're talking millions of dollars. We're not talking
Right.
about,
Right.
you know,
Right.
legal. You gotta stuff it deep and charge it cheap, move it.
Right.
But first, you gotta get rid of all the mold that's on your plants. Well, we keep spraying with this high fungal tea. Good luck. You're fucked.
Dude, fucking idiot.
Don't worry, Coot. Mold, not a problem. We
Right.
got distillate
Not
here.
anymore.
85%,
Remediation.
85% of
Right.
sales is cards, baby. We got her made.
You got her made, bro.
Remediation, baby. I love that term. It's like, excuse me? You know, I know what soil remediation is. How do you
Or I
removing
call it
mold from
spitting
your flowers
straw
is
into gold.
remediation, and then spray it with some terpenes you buy legally. You can get any flavor you want. Any comment you want cookie, you want gelato, you want spumoni, doesn't matter. They'll mix it up, they'll do it custom.
Sure.
You want it to be like Gorilla Glue #4? No problem. We got that.
Right.
It's all legal.
All we
Spray
need,
the
all we
shit.
need is a funny character, a little cartoon character to stick on the cartridges, a little sticker,
Yeah,
something we put on
you
there.
need-
Perhaps a little collectible sticker that they can pull off the cartridge and
Right.
save.
What's
We could do
crazy
this with AI. Just ask for an obese skateboard Gen Zer with a TikTok account. I mean, that's
Damn.
your perfect sticker. There's your whole marketing program.
That's rough, man.
The
Yo.
packaging is really important.
There you go, Ed.
I think there's two different things to be noted at this point. Is one, I found a solution to my fungus net problem. Instead of Ants Canada, I'm gonna have Spiders America. I'm gonna go ahead and create a, I guess, terrarium, for lack of better phraseology. I don't know what the correct phraseology would be,
Sure.
but yeah, I'm gonna pack it out with spiders, create a hatchery, and then just infest my home with a variety of spiders, and watch my woman's absolute horror take place on a day-to-day basis. Um,
You're gonna scare some people, right?
Thank you for the top off of wine. It's almost like you knew that Ed gave me a gray hair. Is it noticeable from that far? Spiders America. I really feel like you wouldn't even go through the lengths of building a terrarium. You would just start filming the spiders in your yard.
Right?
yeah, but I don't know where they're gonna go from there, and nah, I need them in my house.
Just fluorescent Sharpie on their butts so you can identify each one.
Well,
Oh no,
just
there goes Jerry.
the world's tiniest Sharpie to
Cheers.
But yeah, cheers.
Time for me to press some hash.
I'm making some rosin right now.
I'm going to, yeah. I got to fill up a flour bag, and I kind of figured out my heat and the right pressure and what I got to do to make decent flour rosin, that's cured flour rosin, I should say. Yeah.
For the people in chat who are wondering what happened to Potent tonight, he was kidnapped by ninjas last we seen. So
Oh my
could be
God.
back soon, maybe not. We're not exactly certain.
We sent
But,
the
yeah.
helicopter and a large pepperoni pizza to try to bring in the turtles, but we'll see.
So if he was kidnapped and not murdered, then that means there's a possibility he comes back, and we don't even know
That's
he
right.
comes back.
Right.
He will probably end up dosing his captors with LSD in the water or something along those lines and
smart.
free himself. That's how I see him getting freedom. Something like a MacGyver, but a drug MacGyver.
In Humboldt, no less. Ugh.
Just three ninjas geeked out playing video
Well, he
games.
is up Murder Mountain right now. He is up Murder Mountain right now. So I mean,
He's up in Booter Mountain.
Murder.
Murder Mountain.
Murder Mountain.
Murder Mountain with
Long
Charlie.
story. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Initially, I heard Burger Mountain myself, so.
Burger Mountain. Is there some ketchup on Burger Mountain?
This was
Burger Mountain. It's Murder Mountain.
Murder, bro. You ain't getting no In-N-Out burger. That'll be your last meal. I mean, shit.
This was maybe like 5 years ago, before the pandemic. My wife went on a road trip and we drove down to California, Oregon border, a town called Brookings, a little harbor there, blah, blah, blah. And we wanted to go to Medford. We had to go all the way to Humboldt almost to catch the Redwood Highway that takes you on the other side of the mountains and takes you to Medford, right?
Nice.
So I hadn't been in Humboldt since 78, 79.
Wow.
And I just looked around and I thought, my God, it's worse than I imagined. It was just like, fuck.
The hippies are still here. They never left.
I gotta
They
get
get
out of
older,
here.
yeah.
And they
And then
had
driving the
offspring.
Redwood Highway, you're in what they call the Redwood Curtain. You don't have any cell service. You're in the middle of fucking nowhere with
Fuck that.
ex-hippies with way too much money. You know, it's just it's the world turned upside down. it doesn't make any sense.
Wow.
They're just doing the same shit they did in 78, 79.
I was gonna say, I mean, technically, even though you lose cell service there, it is technically one way in, one way out. So you just go straight
Exactly.
and hope for the best.
Cross your fingers. It didn't any better. I did stop though at two places that were soil based. You know, they sell all the growers.
Right.
Both of them had a special bin with the Coots mix. I didn't
Right.
even say a word. Didn't even say, yeah, I'm Coot. Just, you know, fuck it. I've chased that puppy around with at
Right.
least.
It's a pretty drive during the day. Definitely a scary wonder at night.
Oh, there's no lights. I mean, we're talking, well, you work in it. You know what a forest is. This is the real fucking deal. Even with a
Wait,
road
me
through
or
it.
Bee Creeper with his green screen? Because he disappeared like Heidi Ho over there a few times. Showed up out of the shrubbery. Nobody said anything, but I was standing here like, where'd you go?
This is
Magic.
my favorite Humboldt story.
Ta-da!
So this is like 81, 82. It's just getting
I
the
just
whole
thought about it.
domestic
Technically,
things.
the highway from your city to my city, there is a lot of shrubbery. There is a lot of trees. But you can still see the river.
There's a great deal of flora and fauna over there.
So these idiots decide they're gonna make the big bucks. This is when pounds are going for $4,000 and that kind of shit.
Oh.
Okay. Well, they had to tag everything because they had to know that this was the ABC and this was the XYZ and the blah blah blah, right? All the names. And they use those, they're used in the horticulture trade. They're made out of aluminum. And you use a stylus and you write and it presses into the aluminum.
Right.
And that way the rain doesn't wash it away. Okay. And then
Right.
you twist it onto the branch of and identify the plant.
Sure.
What these schmucks didn't know is that it got interrupted by law enforcement and they took fingerprint samples on the goddamn tags and let the crop go. Didn't take it down and waited till harvest season and picked them up before they got a chance to go out there and had them all in cuffs as they took them out to the site. And this is when like there weren't any, okay, well, you got 5 plants, we won't do anything. It wasn't like that at all. It was like they were gonna put the pedal to the metal, you know.
They were gonna
run it
fucking
up
burn your ass, huh?
either at least state or federal.
Oh,
That
bro.
was just the deal. That's the days of the helicopters all over Humboldt looking for grows. Well, I shouldn't say it, Northern California, Oregon. It was like Vietnam. It was called Campaign Against Marijuana Planting. DEA and the local police.
Right.
Oh yeah, like it was combat shit. It was weird.
But
You'd see like 5 helicopters flying over your property.
Jesus.
I appreciate
It's
that.
like they wanted to catch you. See you, bud.
Yeah.
Do you?
Take care. It wasn't like they were serious about it. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
Reagan, man.
Ronnie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
campaign
they-
against marijuana planting.
They were a lot harder on it back then.
Big time. Because it was just getting started. The domestic thing, the import stuff had started because the cocaine replaced it. There was more money in cocaine than there was in bullshit weed out of Colombia.
Right.
Yeah. So
And
you might as
know,
well fill that space with the product that pays the money, right? I mean,
and this
That's
stuff
what Reagan
really
was
paid
saying.
money. In today's money, you're talking about 12,000 a pound.
Right.
So $7.50 an ounce in today's money.
wow.
Cocaine, we're talking about.
No, the weed.
The weed,
Weed was
damn,
going for $4,000.
damn.
So you could buy a brand new Honda Civic and have $500 in your pocket with a pound. Just to give you a frame of reference. A
Yeah,
brand
exactly.
new
Yeah.
Volkswagen.
You said it was
Yeah.
$4,000.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
car
that's
was
one
about
month of rent
34,
at a studio
3,500.
apartment
Yeah.
in Los Angeles.
Yeah. It was big money. Because really true weed smokers, hardcore cannabis enthusiasts, got to have it, wake and bake the whole 9 yards. They only want one thing, a better bowl today than they had yesterday. And if you can satisfy that need, you're dancing. You're not going to do it some bullshit Colombian,
Oh yeah.
And some of the
I mean-
early domestic stuff wasn't really good, but it didn't have to be as green. Just to be real blunt about it. It wasn't magical, it was just unique. It was different.
Right?
Yeah, it wasn't sun dried in Colombia on the stock.
Yeah. And then crammed into a box with
Yeah,
Coca-Cola
with
syrup poured
Coca-Cola
over it.
and jammed into a 5-ton trash compactor, break down as small as you could
That was
get it.
Colombian, man.
Yeah.
And out of
Mhm.
20% was not sellable, it was either. We're not
It was
talking
either
stems,
stem
we're
or
talking
seed, yeah.
branches and seed, at least 20% by volume.
Oh, you needed
I
that
remember,
Coca-Cola to hold it all together.
Yeah, I remember an older friend was telling me when they called it brickweed, it was literally hard enough that you could build a
Right.
house
Yeah, oh
and
yeah.
stay warm. And I was like, dude, no
Absolutely.
way. And he goes, yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
see
what
if
it
I can
was.
find some.
It was pressed. Really pressed. And not impressed. It was really and cheap.
They took vacuum sealing to a whole new
cheap.
level back then.
Oh, cheap like you wouldn't believe. If you were connected at all, you were getting it for $2.25, $2.50 a pound. Okay, here was the way it worked. The person that has the people come over on a Friday night, pick up a quarter pound or an ounce, they would pay $500 for a pound. So that's like retail. So you sell 10 ounces at $50. There's your 500, and you got 6 more at $50. That's 300. $300 is what a Teamster made in a week in those days. So, you're rocking and rolling.
Right?
You got weed, you got the babes, you got money.
This was a
life is
fair
good.
example of your weed back
There you
then.
go. That was
It was
it.
like this was like honest to
Yeah.
God what you normally
Oh
expected
my
to get.
God.
Like
That's
it
what
would be,
you got.
there would be better times.
Oh,
but
you
this would
can
be
buy
the
it. Where you found it?
Oh
It's
no,
a
that's
request.
Seeds, fucking stems, man. Barely any bud in there. Just mostly
well,
seeds.
I
bud
had a
was
pet guinea
that
pig
term
once
wasn't
that
even
looks like
used.
what I bought for their house.
The term bud didn't even start happening till
yeah.
the really late set with the Thai sticks. That was the big break when that was 77. And people just went, that's what real weed is like. Yes. And
Yes.
that was the big break. And hey, you look at any strain. I don't know about today, I could give a shit less, but all the stuff that's talked about from the old days, every one of them is a sativa. Starting with Panama Red, Colombian was a sativa, not a good.
What do you think of Panama Red?
A
What are the
here's what
what
I
are the
think. Here's what I think
Oh,
that
Kim the
it was
Ty, how you doing, bud?
it was
What's
a
up, y'all?
wonderful. It was a great
Does that
song,
look like an owl pellet? If anyone's ever seen what an owl pellet looks like.
and that added to the mystique, just like Acapulco Gold. It was a
Sure.
cute little ditty, you know.
Right.
The streets are lined with bricks of Acapulco Gold. What fucking universe are you talking about? I mean, it's Acapulco. It was wealthy people. It's a big resort in Mexico.
Right.
Okay. It wasn't like gangsters, you know, the different organizations that it became, but it was a cute song. I'm not convinced that there ever was such a thing as Acapulco Gold. I know that there was a song about it. I know that anything that came from Mexico that wasn't brown all of a sudden was Acapulco Gold. Okay, so you know,
It's not brown, it's gold.
yeah, right. So,
I remember
anyway,
smoking it back in '84 or '85.
but that's my point.
You mean like how 2 weeks after like 2 weeks after the movie Pineapple Express came out, everybody had
Yeah,
Pineapple Express. It was
right,
amazing. They bred and
exactly.
Oh
flowered
my
it all
God, how it
within two
came out of the
weeks.
woodwork, huh?
And well, it must have been timed to be released with the movie, obviously. So they
Yeah,
obviously the movie people sent the clones out. Obviously, come on now,
yeah, right.
Obviously, bro.
gotta be right.
Right?
Yeah.
Nobody would lie to me and put a name on something, right?
Right?
No,
See,
we'd
that's
never
why
do
I think
that.
I chose the best name, right? Because
You
it
did
doesn't mean
choose. You
anything.
did
The
choose yours.
one,
I like I like
the
yours.
one what? The one I grow. You know, that's how I used to tell me, the one I grow. Well, no, what does it really mean? That's nothing, you know?
Well, and yeah, it wasn't like there was skunk, at the same time there was skunk number one and
Oh,
Afghani
yeah.
number one.
Yeah.
And so like I believe you said that you were going to call it just the one, like screw all the other stuff in front, just the
Yeah.
one. That is awesome. No, that is
It's
awesome. That is
it is. All right, here we go.
I I think that's the oldest clone I know of in existence. I don't know that anybody has had a clone longer than that. That's pretty amazing.
You know, yeah, I wonder, I was always, and still am, to me, British Columbia, that group produced far better uh, cannabis seeds than the stuff we got from Holland. And you know, I bought the only time I ever bought seeds through the mail was from Neville, that fucking Hayes Northern Lights #5 blow me. Uh, you know, in today's money, it was $800 for a 10 pack. And come on, get, you know, kiss me.
Yeah, for
It
some
was
NL5, that's a little pricey.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey, you live and learn, you know.
Well,
And
back then, you had to do what you had to do, probably, huh?
well, no, I had already by this point, okay, the first time I grew was 50 years ago. So this is, yeah, 75. And I was Thai sticks. I bet they hadn't been in the country 48 hours when I had my hands on them. They came in by way of the Air Force in LD3 containers out of Thailand, and they had it was a whole big deal. It was on 60 Minutes a few years later about the Thai stick ring. There's another big one up north in the San Francisco area. This was San Diego. It was long story. It was the impact anyway. So the West Coast always had incredible seeds. The people in Vancouver, now you're talking Vancouver Island, now it's making all kinds of sense that this was a pretty tight knit group with all the people involved, and the fact that they, like 3 or 4 worked on Romulan alone. That
Right.
kind of blows me away. You wouldn't hear about that today. No, my gelato's better than your gelato, you know, that kind of shit, or cookies, whatever.
My
AKA
cookies make smaller
AKA
buds than
bottleneck.
yours.
The bottleneck era. Welcome to it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
now
I'm so-
you arrived at the cannabis circus. You all step right up.
Right.
Yeah, really.
Bump da
You
dum
know,
dum 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 da dum. Bring the whole family.
Yeah.
No, I'm just talking
Okay.
shit. I'm just talking shit. Real shit though.
True.
I
But don't
was
get me
search-
wrong. I love the cut though. I love the cookie cut. I love GG4 just the way they were, unmuddled and raw. Don't get me wrong. Hybrids are great.
GG4 produced fucking weight though, and it was
Yeah.
and it was good weed. I mean,
Yes, it was. It was a trifecta, really. I mean, it had pretty much everything.
I would say this,
I agree.
I didn't get good cuts. Not that I spent much time. Somebody would say, hey, you know, I got blah, blah, blah. And I'd go, okay, you know, and I'd give them a cut of my stuff and I'd take it. And does that mean that such and such a strain, regardless of the name, is no good? No, it means that the cut I got was no good. Okay, and I don't give a shit what you call it. All I know is that I remember, oh, I don't want to go there. A strain that was, I know the story behind it. It was a cash cropper, period. Big buds.
Right. Okay.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. That's,
We can
you
do
know,
that.
You're an agronomist, you know. Not everyone's a connoisseur. I grew something called Blue Dream. Was it the real Blue Dream? I have no idea. All I know is that by day 27, I was testing soil. So I had, for the same plant, a cut of Blue Dream in soil A and soil B, and we made it to day 27. And that's all I needed to see. It was a fucking joke. Does that mean Blue Dream's no good? No. It just means that a plant that somebody called Blue Dream was no good. He could have called it Injun Joe, and it still would have been no good. He could have called it Hazy Hush, or, you know, Kush. That was my favorite Kush.
Well, that's the thing too, is like there's a lot of different phenos and expressions in any seed pack that you get from anywhere. So
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
what are you supposed to call it when you bought a pack of seeds that has a name on it, and then but yeah, it could express like 10 different phenos, and like, so yeah,
Well, see,
even
I don't have that. You know why I don't have that problem? Because
Yeah,
I'm
you
of
don't.
age that all I got to say is something like, I don't know, I don't remember. And then never engage the conversation. And then you don't have it. I don't have an opinion because I have no idea if what I've been given was actually a plant A or a plant B. That's all.
Right.
You know, and I don't give a shit about the war stories. You know, come on. I've heard every fucking story starting with smugglers, you know, back in 76, for Christ's sake. Okay. I've heard oh yeah, this farmer, we met him. He
No,
was on this
man.
river just outside Acapulco, you know, blah, 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 blah.
No, man,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
G13, they grow inside a plane circling over
Yeah,
the U.S. Air Force
Right,
Base.
right.
That's what they call it. Airborne, bro.
Airborne, man. Telling you, man.
I do know this, that the Mexican growers that I met that would bring the loads up, they knew about plants. They may not have known like what the kids, the surfers and the hipsters of that day, you know. We still had our skateboards, so at least there's that continuity. They knew what the fuck they were doing when it came to plant. You know, they're the first ones that did not only did it, but it was on 76, 77 that first did the first and even named it Sensimilla. There's Consimilla means with seeds and Sensimilla without seeds.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's a shame that the direction that weed went. We lost like so many of those pure landrace strains. Like think of how many Mexican varieties there were back then. Like you had the Oaxacan with the giant spears, just massive. You couldn't be mistaken for anything else, right?
well,
And
one
yeah,
thing I remember is now, I mean, that words weren't even really used incorrectly. I mean, okay, let me explain what indica means. Indica was a term used by British botanists in the late 19th century of any plant that was wild, that existed, but there was no commercial use. It wasn't cultivated. How's that? Wild
yeah,
harvested. Sativa literally means
Fucking
that it was
fantastic.
planted by a human. That's why the botanical name for alfalfa is Medigo sativa. It doesn't mean you can cross alfalfa with a Hawaiian,
cannabis, yeah.
you know, or something. I mean, just okay, it means nothing. And now the stoners decided, oh boy, okay, we'll do this and just confuse the whole fucking thing. I mean, for example, a neem tree is Azadirachta indica. Doesn't mean you can cross it with a hash plant. I mean,
Why not,
just
man?
Why not,
yeah.
bro?
Come on,
Man.
So that's
bro.
what I'm
Well,
saying
I'm
about
gonna hop
the
off
whole.
here, guys. Thank you for
Okay,
having me on.
Yep.
I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
thank
Take
you.
care,
Yeah,
guys.
good
Bye.
Have a
night.
good night, guy.
That's just altogether disappointing that we can't cross them.
What? Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
it's a
the neem
botanical.
plant, the neem tree would be a great one to cross it with. Just think of the insect resistance you would have, insect and mold resistance, all in one. Now, like if it grew buds, you'd be set.
I wonder what that trip profile would be like.
It'd probably be pretty rough.
Right?
Our neem trees in our backyard are like the happiest trees in the backyard. Go figure.
No,
You
they're
know,
happy
and
place.
they were imported into Hawaii in 1984. Okay, for a research project. So we're only talking 41 years, right? In some areas now, it's considered invasive. I mean,
It
it
grew
grows
really
like
well.
Oh,
extremely
but
well.
they are though. They're like in Antigua, we have such a problem with them. Like they're grape trees are great for shade. They're strong. They're everything around them is healthier. But they are a very thirsty plant, and they are able to find water. Like they literally we have cisterns that we keep our water for when it gets drought conditions there, and they literally find them and crack right through the cement walls and plant roots
Drink it.
right into them. Like, oh yeah, like through like cement blocks. Like they find a way. Like they are incredible.
Wow.
They
What,
cause a
what
lot of
plant?
damage.
What
The
plant?
neem tree.
Oh yeah.
In Karanja, which is not related. Okay, the neem is probably from Burma and most likely part of the mahogany family. Okay. the Karanja, which also produces a seed that looks like an olive, is a legume, so it can feed itself. That's why you find it in remote areas of the world for oil production, because you don't have to fertilize it. You plant it, water, of course. I mean, every plant needs water, but in terms of nutrients, it pretty much feeds itself. And
Right.
that's why you find it orchards of it in Florida, where they had to pull the orange trees up because of the green dragon skin disease. Anyway, that whole thing. There's no way to save the tree. It's like, so they just pulled them and replaced it with Karanja trees. And Karanja has use in Ayurvedic medicines, the leaves, the berries, the roots, the bark. And yeah, in fact, when they took me out to an orchard the first time to look at one, I thought I was looking at a bamboo, the way that you know how the joints
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
bamboo, whatever that's called. I know that's the wrong term, but that's what it looked, that's how it grew. And just like a bush, they got big. And
Right on.
the ones I saw were about 20 feet, about 6 meters, 6.5, 7 meters.
It's a tall tree. 7 meters. It's a bush at that size.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna head out as well. See you guys next time.
All right,
All
man.
right.
Have a
See
good
you,
evening.
green guys.
Take care,
Take it
guys.
easy, green
Thanks
guy.
for having me. Thanks, sir. You too.
So what you were doing in that village, Kanatai?
I'm over here at my spot, basically at my office. I'm gonna get a bite to eat next door. I was out doing a little fishing this morning before it got hot.
What
How
you
hot
took?
is it there this time of
Was
year?
the fishing good or what?
Nah, man, I got a couple bites, but I didn't catch nothing.
How
Oh,
hot is it this time of year?
It's heating up. We were getting a lot of wind and rain, and now the rain has stopped. I mean, still cloudy though. It's still overcast, but it's like a greenhouse effect right now. It's I don't know, it's probably mid-90s right now, and
Yeah,
70%
I like
humidity.
your flowers, the chairs. That's really neat.
Yeah,
Looks really
this is the kickback spot.
handcrafted.
This is a local village store. I hang out, and they got a little kickback area here. This is my office basically.
How neat. Yeah, that's really cool.
Right.
I love folk art, you know, made by real people, and you know, I like the
Absolutely.
handmade look.
Yeah. Type of thing I don't have the patience for, but I sure enjoy looking at it. I would.
And my phone almost overheats over here, man. The phone, like I have to keep the
Oh,
screen
bet.
brightness down as much as I can. And
I believe it.
yeah, dude, the phone gets smoking hot.
so you need to go back on your motorcycle and cool it down, right?
Yeah, yep. I'm on the scooter. Yeah, I just shot down a couple canals down here, flipped the lure a few times. It's still kind of windy out. The earlier you get out, the better, the less wind. But like by noon or whatever, the wind starts to pick up. I mean, it's been really bad wind. I haven't fished in a minute because it's just it sucks for lure fishing. You know, what I mean, bait fishing's all right. You just get it out there and let it sink. But I don't bait fish. I lure fish. So when you got the wind, dude, it blows your lure off course, and it's just it gets annoying. But it's been raining and it's been monsoon. It's just monsoon for the last 6 weeks straight. It's been raining like once a day almost.
You don't need to water your plant that have dormant in your backyard then.
Yeah, I've actually, this is the first time I've taken a break, man. I've actually taken a break. The only thing that's going in the backyard are all the seeds that have fell out all over the yard have just sprouted up, and they're all a bunch of volunteers back there. So I just, whenever I saw pollen sacs or a male, I just pull it out, and everything that showed female, I left. So they're all just doing their thing out there, and I sit there and smell the flowers, trying to figure out what the fuck it is because I don't know that it's all volunteers. All Thai hybrids though, they're all Thai hybrids, so they got to a, you know, 4 or 5 foot before they started flower and stuff. So I know they're not a raw heirloom. They're definitely an heirloom hybrid, and the flower structure doesn't lie.
I'm
And
afraid if
they
I ever
smell.
got over there and started checking out the restaurants, I'd never leave.
Yeah, I'm right here
I'd
next
go,
door to a restaurant. I'm getting ready to go eat here in a minute. For like $1.30 or
geez.
$1.40 or wherever it is, I can get stir fried basil and pork or chicken or fish, up to you what style. With stir fried basil and pork, I get with a fried egg on top of a bed of jasmine rice for $1.30 and a free bowl of soup.
How close are you to the equator?
We are 18 lot of 18 latitude, is it longitude, whatever, long, no, longitude, right? That's
Right,
sideways.
ladder, like a
We're like eight.
latitude.
We're like eight.
Latitude.
We're like 18, I think. But Thailand's about 18. This place, it's crazy. It's really close to the Caribbean, but it's way hotter here because I spent 10 years in the Caribbean before I came to Southeast Asia. I put about 10 years all through the USVI, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and dug through those islands and shit like that. And it doesn't get near as hot over there as it does here, but they're very similar. They're almost identical.
Yeah,
Have you ever been
just
to
proximity to
Ecuador?
the ocean. The ocean acts as a huge weather sink.
Yeah, big
Blows
time.
down.
Exactly. When you're on an
Yeah.
island. But then Phuket, though, Phuket's an island, and it's hotter in Phuket than it is where I'm at. It's hotter down
Huh.
south. Southern Thailand is way hotter than where I'm at. I'm like northern middle. I'm 4.5 hours north of Bangkok. But still, Chiang Mai is still 9 hour drive because I drove Poten. I drove Poten when he got fucking whatever, when he had to move out of that Organa Pathetican, uh, and he had to go up north. I gave him a ride up there in the truck, loaded all his shit, and drove up there. It took 9 hours to get to Chiang Mai from Phetchabun, and Phetchabun's an hour and a half from me.
Have you ever been in South America?
No, I've never been to South America.
Okay.
I mean, I've been to Mexico, but northern Mexico. I never got deep down
Right.
there.
All right.
But I tell you, it's fun listening to you talk about the Mexican because man, I mean, I started the first seeds I started playing with back in the late '80s was Mexican seeds.
Absolutely. They still, in
Uh,
my opinion, the native stuff that was around from the late middle 60s through the 80s, whatever, some of the finest weed in the world, in my
yeah,
opinion.
man. I mean,
Absolutely.
you get fruity shit, you get
Yeah.
stinky, skunky, you get spicy, you get man, and
Yeah.
it was like a box of chocolates, man. When those bales would come, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not the brick, but the bales. I mean, before they
Right.
started bricking
Right.
shit. Yeah, I mean, it was
Well,
bales,
they
and
were bricking
we,
it in the 60s. That's what a kilo was.
well,
Okay.
yeah, they had the brick, but I tried to stay away from
Oh, they
that
were
shit, man.
horrible, man.
They were
Fuck.
nasty, man. I don't know, they soaked me
Yeah.
gasoline or some shit. That shit was nasty, man.
Yeah, no shit. And urine, animal manure, urine, all kinds of.
Yeah,
Hey, it
and
was
not only that,
weed,
you
man.
get shit in there. Hey, Coot, you remember going to a brick and you get shit that wasn't even weed in there. You
I
get some other
know.
sort of fucking plant in there. You're like, what the fuck is this? This ain't fucking weed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they can
I
hide it
was
in the brick. They can hide it in the brick and the bales. They couldn't hide that shit. I mean, you were getting all. It was
I
better, and the
love
price was higher, but it was better. It was cured better. It was. We used to call it Pertendica early in the day, or Tex-Mex, and it was a lot like green bud, like homegrown. Really, I mean, it was nice shit.
yeah. Hey, my favorite that I ever had was from Michoacan. It was green Guerrero. Excuse me, it wasn't Michoacan. It was Guerrero Green, as it was called. The lime green stuff.
Right.
You probably hear some old timers talk about the lime green from Mexico. This stuff was like,
Lime green
oh man,
with a whole bunch of fucking hairs, man. Like real fucking hairy, dude.
yeah,
Remind me like a lot of fucking
yeah,
pistols, you know what I mean? Or whatever you want to call it.
exactly,
It was a whole, and knowing that you would get completely, some of that shit would knock you for a loop, man. It was hit and miss because it was
exactly.
never the
It
same
was
plant.
cosmic,
Never,
man. It was cosmic, but it was like getting
yeah,
tied.
it was though. It would fucking twist your cap, and I guarantee you that shit, it wasn't near 20%
Hey,
THC, and it would fuck you up way more than this shit that are claiming it's at 30 or 25 and all this. I mean, I did enough testing in California between SC Labs and Sequoia, man. I used to have a
right,
binder that was fucking over a couple hundred pages of test scores from parents that I was breeding to the offspring that I dug through and brought back for
right.
testing and so on. And I'm telling you,
Hey,
man, and it wasn't because I was a younger smoker. I'm telling you, in the mid '90s, some of that weed would literally put you in a whole different atmosphere, man. It was a way different.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
different. Like I said, man, that's why I like dealing. That's why I like to rock these to dig through these villages and find stuff from teammates that are growing these absolute amazing plants in shit soil. They're 30 feet
right.
tall. Their nutrients are not all that in a bag of chips. It's all about genetics. I mean, the reason why they thrive and get so
Well,
big is because they got unmuddled fucking raw heirloom dominant. I'm not going to say land race because there's very few land race here. There's, of course, they derive from land race and they're the closest thing to land race, but they're still heirloom because
right.
man fucked that land race all up. You can all
Hey,
forget that word.
this isn't popular, but the downfall of cannabis, I believe, started when they started crossing everything with hash plants. You ever smoke a straight hash plant, a true straight
Yeah,
up
of course.
candy? They're not
Yeah,
very
big
good.
time. No,
They're not very
I mean,
good.
some of them are. There's a selection in there that got both. You got flavor
Yeah.
and you got and you washable flavor. I mean, to me, man, here's a fact. My own, this is my own shit. I don't care if you have a 40% washer. If the terp profile and the effects aren't all that, then I could give a fuck less if it washed the 80%.
Right.
I
Yep.
mean, the terp profile. Nobody wants to smoke on some fucking shit that just tastes like subpar. I mean, you want something that when you hit it and you exhale and you just like your mouth waters or it just blows your lungs out. Something that's
Hey,
just you know what I'm saying?
the stuff from what, almost 60 years ago that came in first from Afghanistan and then later Pakistan.
Yep, that's
Uh,
my favorite too. That's my two favorite places right there. That's my gig right there. And but the thing is
but
being over
it
here,
was more for the
be,
effect.
yeah, being over here
Okay.
though since '06, I've been here over here in Thailand in '06. I started bringing seeds back about '09, 10. I started
Uh-huh.
rocking ties in my greenhouse and breeding them out with these, with OG Kush and fucking headband and throwing that into Thai and then digging through offspring and that's when I got hooked. I was like, dude, this is the shit because you get such a widespread variety of offspring they flex towards the parent, either direction, and then you get that sweet spot in the middle, and it's you find like. I mean, you find like the banging F1s out of this shit that you would definitely want to S1, and you would create a new hype strain, so to speak.
Right. Yeah, you
Because
got
I
good
always
material
go,
to
I
work
always
with,
think
that's
like
for sure.
F1, dig to your F1s to find the banging for your S1. That's why I think. As for stability and not getting any sorts of intersex traits coming out of your fem line, as long as your gear is solid as rock that you're working with to make the S1s, I think your S1s will be solid as rock, and you can test and you can put into Hell Week and all that, and they'll pass.
You definitely have better material to work with than the majority of people.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff I brought with me over here, man. I tell you, Bay Area Fire Genetics, I had that seed company open from 97 to 17 in the States. And I brought 18,000 selected seeds out of my bulk, sold off my bulk to a guy in Mendocino that had a seed company. He didn't buy my seed. He actually fucking ripped me off. The dude still owes me $240,000 for my bulk. that he tried to bring him back. I'm like, listen, dog, there ain't no returns, bro. You go up to Mendo to your house that's a seed bank, like I just sold you my bulk off, and you took them back up to your house. How I even know that them are
Yeah,
my beans? You bring back some ghetto beans. I don't
exactly.
trust nobody. I said there is none of that. I won't accept a fucking return, and you owe me 240 grand, bro. And he still does to this day.
Mm.
Sold over 500,000 seeds, man. To the guy on the Lolo.
I forget the Latin phrase, but it means I wash my hands.
Yeah, I
The
forgot about it.
Sicilians have this thing they do with their hands, and they
You
have
know what's
this like
funny, Coot?
pure.
You know what's funny is the guy owned a crab boat up in Fort Bragg, and he was dating. It's crazy, small world. He's dating a Thai lady that owned a Thai restaurant in Fort Bragg. And then
Uh,
when he brought the seeds back, he told me he was gonna put the money in my kid's account in California. My kid was in Santa Rosa at the time, and he was gonna go ahead and give the funds to my kid. And I told him, just give the money to my kid, and then he can forward it to me. Uh, whatever, he can chunk it off to me in the long run. And then, but he said, no, dude, I'm gonna fly over, and you can bring like just shy of 10 grand on the plane, so I could bring you like 18 between his girlfriend that was Thai that owned this restaurant, and then they both, like he said, we'll carry 9 a piece or something like that, and then break you off whatever like that. We'll probably keep a grand a piece and give you whatever, right, like that. And I was like, okay, up to you, bro. However you want to do it. That would, that's like a spit in the bucket of what you owe me, but that I would dig that if you brought some cash over, and then we could, go and kick it here. And then next thing I know, uh, the dude who introduced us together said he went to jail for domestic violence and beat the chick up. I was like, well, how's that work? I mean, she from Thailand. I think she would have like dropped the elbow on his forehead, but I guess she from a different part of Thailand, because Thai chicks over here will fuck you up. I don't care. They can be like 4'8" and still kick the
yeah, no
back of your neck.
shit.
I'm serious. And not only that, I like to see any American come over here and work a rice field right next to a lady that's half your weight. I guarantee you'll fucking tap out before she does.
I believe
I
that.
work right. I work rice fields, bro, and it was like after the second day of doing the rice, dude, it was like I snowboarded for like 5 days straight. I couldn't even get off the toilet. My hamstrings were so fucked off from walking through the mud with this bamboo stick, carrying the rice bundles out and setting them out in the field so they could plug them in. That's what I was doing all day, and like just round after round going out into these paddies and walking with mud that goes up to like halfway up your calf, dude. And it would, you have to pull your leg out the mud and keep going to these fucking 50-acre fucking rice paddies, dude. I was like, dude, how do these people do this in this heat? I don't understand how they do it. And I was in my late 30s then. I'm 52 now, but I was doing this in my late 30s, and I was like, what the hell, dude? They're built different, dude. I don't know how they can do it. And not only that, they drink this fucking rice whiskey, dude. This shit's like Thai moonshine, and they go take shots of rice whiskey and talk shit and then smile on their face the whole time. Dude, I'm over there like, this is hell week for me. I was like, I might as well be in boot camp. It was nuts.
That's
I
hilarious.
dig culture though. I dig culture, dude. It was I had the local police. They get off duty and they'd park their truck just to watch this white boy die in this field.
You mentioned the rice whiskey. There's a lot of reasons why, but Japanese style rice wines, sake as it's called, which isn't a wine, it's a beer, but that's not you can't make wine from
Yeah,
grains. But anyway.
yeah. My dad had a buddy named my dad had a buddy named Rue that owned a sushi Japanese sushi restaurant, and
Right,
yeah, that's where I first
right.
saw sake.
Yeah.
I definitely remember what
It's
sake is.
the artisan, as they call it here, the artisan sake is a really big business. Because they cater to Japanese business.
Right.
People have the money to pay, even in spite of tariffs and all that stuff. So I don't like it. I don't like it cold.
I didn't
don't
like it.
heated. I didn't like it. Any,
I remember
the
my
ceremonial
dad
stuff.
gave me a sip of that. He gave me a sip of that shit when I was
Yeah,
about 12. I took a sip off it. It was, and of course it's hot. You know, it's like they drink it like
right,
hot tea or something like that. And I
right.
sipped that, and that was like the worst tasting thing I ever tasted in my life at 12 years
Yes,
old. I
it
was like,
is.
what the fuck? I said, oh, how do you
It
drink that,
didn't.
Dad? Oh,
It didn't get any better
this
the
is
older you got. I promise you.
nah, man. It's funny because when I first got here, when I first moved here permanently in 17, I kind of went on a what they call Lao cow. That's what they call it. It's sticky rice. They use sticky rice. You know what the
Oh,
sticky rice
right,
is, right? So that's what
right.
they ferment that and they drip it. It's like it's
Yeah,
moonshine. It's raw. There's no
right,
fermentation. It's just
right,
raw, straight
right.
out the pipe. They bottle it. It
Yeah,
goes on the shelf. And that shit,
yeah.
you could literally pour that in your gas tank, your little scooter, and that shit would start your bike. That shit is, I
Probably
mean,
make you go blind here.
dude, I listen, man. I caught so much road rash because I was riding my two strokes over here. I used to have like 12 motorcycles. I sold a lot of them. I got a couple left. That's it. I only kept a couple, but I sold them all because, man, I would get back and I'd be road rashed out, wrecked into a rice field, whiskey throttle, completely fucking hammered, no helmet. I'd come back with my fucking side of my face ground down, a road rash
Yeah,
all over myself, and then my wife. She's Thai. If you have a Thai wife, she's not going to show you any sympathy. What she's going to do is add lumps to your head with a fucking
yeah,
coffee mug when you walk in the door. When they see you, like, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot? And then they box you. They kick the shit out of you.
yeah. I love it.
So I leaned off
That's
that, but I was
funny.
about 2 year. I was a 2 year stretch where I was out there ring ding 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 on the two stroke and hanging out with my son-in-laws. I have four boys, two biological, two from prior, and I used to go rock with those guys and go go jump on the bikes with the kids and go fishing
Sure.
and shit like that. And I'm a kid at heart still, man. I believe if you don't keep moving it, you lose it. So I'm trying to stay as young as I can. So I get out and I walk a couple miles fishing as much as I can
Yeah,
and shit
it
like that.
works. It works. Plus, you have
But
access to a lot of plant-based foods,
And
in
Coot, over here,
Southeast
Coot,
Asia.
man,
So
you don't need a fishing license or nothing, man. As long as you're not fishing, uh, dropping your pole
commercially,
into like somewhere like a fishing village where all the ponds are growing fish for sale.
right, right.
You can hit all the canals, all the marshlands. There's so many places out here to fish for free. There's no license, and then none of that. There's no limit. You can literally, if you have a good day, you can bring home 25, 30 fish.
Wow,
Ranging from a
really?
half a pound to 2 pounds of fish. I mean, sometimes you get these slugs that hit your lure, and everything's edible. I mean, it's all or I mean, there's no pesticides here. I mean, there is a little
Right.
bit. I take that back. There is a little bit. Like they use certain shit to keep the crabs. Dude, and that's another thing. My wife said, there's crabs out here, and I was like, man, we ain't near the beach. You tripping? But there's freshwater crabs that live out
Oh
here,
yeah,
and there's many of them. Yeah, and one of
like
the
crawfish,
my
huh?
no, not like well, they got crawfish too, but no, they got
Oh,
crabs. It's fucking nuts. And if you get it when the monsoon hits hard and it floods out the rice fields and it starts going across the street at nighttime, you put a headlight. You get this battery pack that you with a with a
spotlight.
with a the thing that goes around your torso that holds the battery, and you put the battery
Right.
with a strap on your head, and you go out at night, and you can get all these crabs. I used to go get like 20 pounds of crabs and give them to my mother-in-law, and she would make this shit called lap. They call it over here, they call it lap poo. And the word for crab in Thai is poo, like Poo, almost like PBOO. It's like poo is what they call crab. And they make this fucking, she cooks them down due to this fucking, it's almost like lobster bisque. You ever had lobster bisque?
Oh yeah, right, right, right.
Yeah, it's like
So
that. It
are
reminds me
they
of, it's
bluish
like,
in color after
yeah,
you steam them?
they're like red purple crabs in the rice fields here. It's fucking
Okay,
nuts. And
okay,
they
okay, okay.
yeah, and they boil it down and they boil it down to a concentrate, and she does it on the barbecue with mesquite, and she makes a shit called lapu, and then they take the sticky rice and you dip the sticky rice in this fucking in this puree shit they make, and man, you dip that in there, it's the flavor, Coot, you could die tomorrow because you had the best shit you ever tasted in your life.
I've seen those purple crabs at a couple Asian, the larger Asian markets here.
Yeah,
And there's a
they
lot of
don't get
rice
that big
fields.
though. Yeah,
No,
they're not
yeah,
that big.
right.
I mean, the biggest I've seen is probably like an 8-inch shell's the biggest. That's a
These
monster.
are
That's like the
smaller than
biggest.
that. Yeah, these
Yeah,
are
yeah.
smaller
Usually they're
than
about
that.
4 inches. You know, like
Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah,
4-inch diameter. That's about the normal
right.
decent size. Yeah, but man, you
Yeah,
get
that's
those
easy.
things. I'm telling you, man, the stuff they make out here, like in the village, Isan, you know, that's where I'm at. Like right where I'm at here, I'm on the borderline where they speak Kolat. They still speak Thai right here. But if I go like 10 minutes north of here, they speak Laotian. They speak like a dialect of
Oh wow.
Laos, which is
Right,
Isan,
right.
which I can speak way better. I can speak like when they say something tastes good in Thailand, they say aloy mak mak. That's Thai is aloy mak mak, which means it tastes very good. The mak mak means very much. So, and aloy means taste good, and mak mak means like tastes really good.
Right.
So, but in Laotian, it's sap sap nua nua. And if you ask somebody if it tastes good, you ask them sap ba. If you see them eating some food and you just want to make small conversation, you say sap ba. Or if you're in Thai, you say aloy mai, which means is it how's your food taste, like that. So I mean, I speak a
Wow.
couple dialects after being out here for a while. I can definitely speak with Laotian
Good,
people, and
good for you.
better. I understand it more than Thai.
That's
Good for
cool.
you.
Yeah.
That makes you more, people accept you a lot easier when you try make an attempt to speak their language. That's
They
one
love
thing
it.
Americans lack,
They absolutely get a kick out of it, bro. And even when you fuck up, they love it when you fuck up because they realize that really
trying.
you're trying your hardest to do it, and that's
Yeah.
what's helped me out digging through the villages here with the weed because like I can speak. I mean, most of my dialect or most of my vocabulary is about the plant. To tell you the truth, I can speak more about cannabis to Thais and Laotian or wherever, or the Isan dialect and Thai. I can talk about the plant more than anything because that's what I've been on since I've been here. Is about the so like I talk about the number one thing is seeds. I want seeds. So and seeds in Thai is millet. Millet means a seed is millet. So I always go, "What cup home?" I tell them their plant is beautiful, and you do have fucking seeds. So I can take them home and dig through them.
You know, the original Thai sticks, the first ones, that changed, believe me. But they came from that area that's Laos, Burma, and Thailand.
Yeah, you talking about the Golden
It's,
Triangle.
oh, is it?
Yeah, that's the
So,
Golden Triangle. Yeah, man, it's a big motorcycle thing. You know, for the temple rides, they do all the trifecta.
right,
They
right.
do two different directions. They either do the Thai Lao Burma or they do the Thai Lao Cambodia. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can get seed from that area, you like from old time growers. That would be something really special.
I'm telling you, man. Anybody who's still in here watching this, you can hit my boy in New York. His website is if it's cool if I say it, but it's shireseeds.com. www.shireseeds.com, shireseeds.com, and they got raw heirlooms all in there. There's 5 different right now. A buddy of mine in Hawaii, a teammate, this Kawhi Dank, he's running some shit, and he found uh, he's got 9 females he picked out or whatever he's got going, and he was doing some clones or something off him to hold back some cuts or something. But he told me 7 out of 9 bled red sap. He says
Yep.
he's never
Yeah.
seen a cultivar in his life as well as myself. I mean, I get red sap, but it's very few, far in between. I don't get a lot. But he said 7 out of the 9 off the low high
That's
had
unusual.
red sap 7 out of 9. That's a record for, and I
Yeah.
haven't even found that because I've only ran the low high twice, and I don't cut shit. I mean, so to speak, I run that shit out, and because I already know the parents, I already saw the parents. So, when I go to these villages, I see the male, and I get to see the females that are getting hit by the male. So I inspect that male, and then if it's something I'm feeling, I want seeds. I mean, I've went and saw shit that I didn't get no seeds. So I was like, nah. I'm not. I don't dig the structure, the terp profile, the stem rub, and all this shit I was getting off it. I wasn't interested. But when I find something that raises my eyebrow, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what I mean, what these guys got here, that's the ones I move forward with. You know what I mean? And I trade seed packs. You know what I mean? Because they want foreign packs. And that's the thing. And I give out FEMs. I don't let them. I don't ever give out raw regs because I don't.
Mhm.
The thing is that they don't want Thai weed. They want Western stuff. They
Right.
say, where you
Right.
from? I'm from California. Oh, we want the fucking this and that. I say, okay, I got you. I'm going to bring you some feminized seeds. I'll be back in a day or so, and I'll come back and we'll swap out. And they say, okay. So I bring them feminized seeds that I know that are fucking, that are worthy of rocking where they're at, and they're not going to, do them bad.
Right.
But the thing is, they ain't gonna get no males because, man, these guys will not pull their males. And next thing you know, I don't want to add to the fucking mutilation of pollen blowing through the village. If they got other people growing, then now it's gonna change the plant. You know what I mean? And that's a major
Sure.
problem here,
Sure.
Coot. That is a major problem that I've gotten a lot of people mad at me because I really tell them, listen, bro. I mean, I've almost had ties. I've almost had to kickbox and get in fights with ties because I ripped their foreign male out. So I asked them, what are you doing with this broadleaf male right here? This is not Thai. What the fuck is, oh, that's lit genetics or jungle boys or all this shit. I'm like, listen, bro, you don't want this outside, bro. And you got anybody else in your village growing? Oh yeah, my fucking buddy over here's got plants and this lady's got plants. I'm like, listen, bro, you can't have this male just floating out here. This is a foreign male, bro. You're this is no good.
Good.
You know what I mean?
That's
And I'm
good.
like that. And I just pull it right there. Like, are you making millet? I ask him if you're making seeds. He says, no, I don't want seeds. I just yank it. And he is, dude, they look at me like, dude, I will kill you. Because they spent a lot of money on that pack, right? They spent a lot of money on this foreign pack. And I just pulled their mail.
You got your hands full.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm just telling them, listen, I'm doing your kingdom a favor here. I'm helping you out, bro. Don't look
Yeah.
at me like I'm a bad guy. What you're doing here is if you're not making seeds and you don't want seeds in your smoke, then get rid of this. And they don't want
Yeah.
to because they figure they got fucking 3 females and fucking whatever, 5 females and 3 males out of their pack that they got that was from the States. And I'm thinking like, dude, you can't have these out here because you're going to nuke everything else. And then people are going to rock that product, that the next gen off that. And that's not going to be raw. And that's just going to nuke everything. And you start changing the structures and you're going to be out of the heirloom area. Now you're going to be in the heirloom hybrids all over this place.
Yeah.
It is.
Well,
It's not my, I feel like it's worth it to me. If they want to box and they want to get mad at me, it's only for a minute, and I'll bring in fem seeds back, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we're good now." But I was gonna kill you a minute ago with my machete, but we're good.
King of Sand, man.
Hey, what's cracking? What's up?
Yo, it's gravy.
How you been, man?
I've been good. Dude. Fucking, I've been growing some plants. Not as many as last year or the year before, but I've been growing a few.
I've taken a break, man. I've taken the first break in 9 years since I've been here, in 17 or 8.5 or whatever it's been. I took a break. This monsoon season's been way too windy and rainy, and it's just I'm gonna wait, man. I'm waiting till October. October, I'll start popping a lot of broadleaf, and I'm gonna do another feminized whip up. All fems. It's sad because sometimes if you can't beat them, join them. That's how I feel, bro. And people want fems, you know.
You're telling me you don't have any plants whatsoever going right now?
No. I do. I got a bunch of seeds that fell out the. I got a bunch of volunteers in the backyard right now that my wife and myself are going to smoke, but I don't know what they are because the monsoon season came and it just popped all these seeds that have fell out the plants from breeding in the backyard. So we got plants like spread out through the backyard.
Yeah. No doubt. I was like, holy shit. You fucking kidding me? You have no plants?
No, we got probably more than a half dozen. I don't know, eight or 10 plants back there going. They're all females. That I pull a lot of males. So I pulled probably a dozen males, and we got like maybe 8 or 10 left that were females. I left because once they showed the sex, I was like, okay, it's a female. That one can do its thing. And you know what? We've been doing nothing for feeding. We've just been watering with the photosynthetic bacteria, the PBS, and that's it, dude. We give them like whatever, like a cup of PBS and a 5 gallon, pour it on them, and that's it, dude. I mean, they're on their own, dude. They're doing their own thing.
Yeah, you're doing is that the MSG thing that you use?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sir. The MSG, the egg, and the fish sauce.
Yeah, and you let it ferment out in the sun, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Right on, man. Right on. No, man, I heard your voice. I was getting ready to roll out of work, and then I saw you was on, and I was like, oh shit, dude, I haven't spoke to you in a minute. I just wanted to hear your voice and see what you was up to, brother.
Yeah, I'm getting ready. So October, I'm going to be digging through a lot of sours, OGs, some Mendo perps, and a lot of stuff from back home. And I'm going to find, whole cut. I got only enough time to really get them to like a good, decent size. Hold on a sec. I had to wait for this truck to go by on the street. Anyways, I can only get them to about 3 foot, and then I take my cuts, hold them back, label them, throw them out, and do a hard flip, and then and find what I'm digging, and then I'll move forward with the cuts, and I'm gonna do fems. And uh I need to get a bunch of fems ready because they moved back. They stepped back here in Thailand back to Prop 215. It's not like wide open like it was before. You
Right.
have to have every club has to have a registered doctor to write the prescription, and everybody who wants to get flower has to go get their script again. So we're at like they went backwards here. They're more, I mean, not to talk bad about the kingdom, but they definitely morons because if they were smart, they would have taxed it and kept it open for tourism.
Well, you have to go to the doctor at each club that you want to join too. Like it doesn't you have to have a separate club membership to each club too. Like you can't intermingle and shit. So once you're there, you're
No,
there.
they have this thing called it's like a cannabis card, and once you get it, you can actually go to different as long as the club has the right certificate or permit, you can go to different clubs with your same cannabis card. But the thing
Okay.
is there's a catch. You're only allowed 30 grams a month per patient, that's the problem. That's why the Thais are so pissed off because not every Thai smokes it. A lot of them cook with it. So if you're cooking with it, they want kilos a month to cook with, not 30 grams. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah,
So
you're missing the mark by like fucking 900 grams.
yeah, so there's a big stink about that, but the thing is, though, it's good though because you know why? It's good. The black market gonna come back. The Thai underground. All my teammates are stoked. I've been talking to them in the chat with my wife, and we're like, oh, we gonna grip up again. You know what I mean? Not to talk like bad or nothing, but I'm ready to bank up, dude. Because it's been a shit show, bro. Like Vietnamese and Chinese came over here and with all their PGR pumping shit, and a lot of Europeans as well with that PGR game, and then we got the spray on terps about like 7 months ago. We had the spray on terp and spray on color to even add more salt to the fucking wound. They were spraying on color to get the weed to be like purple. Dude, I'm telling you, listen, Gravy, the shit is fucking, it's gay as fuck, dog. I'm sorry, dude, but that's just pathetic. Y'all race to the bottom. So you're gonna pump it out with PGR, then you're gonna soak it with some spray on terps on PGR grown weed, and then add color to it. Like that's a trifecta of like whack.
It's like
I mean,
Oregon.
I'm telling you,
It's
bro.
like fun.
Listen, man. Yeah, I don't even recognize the planet, let alone the cannabis community no more, dude. I mean, this place is a fucking riot, bro. I feel like this is bozo shit. The clown, you know what I mean? Like, how much
Hey,
face paint can you put on this shit to get it off, you know?
they learned it from the Americans. Trust me.
All right, Coot. Speak for the small percentage of morons that are back home. Not that ain't.
Yeah.
I'm a dinosaur in a digital world, Coot. I'm still analog. I don't rock no digital.
It's worse than the price is
No, but
down
I
to
feel
$1.50,
that's why I love Coot. Coot.
$150 a
Hey,
pound. That's
hey,
$10 an ounce.
Coot.
That's
Hey, you know what?
1969 prices.
Coot's
Jesus.
the gangster. Coot's the fucking pioneer. I love it because you speak your mind and you don't give a fuck what they're gonna talk. We got that in common, dog. And I get lit up on IG for it, but IG's a bunch of fucking morons. Like 90% are fucking complete idiots and have no clue about the plant. And I just try and go on and rock the plant. And I get caught up in a bunch of drama and they want to get melted. Like I melt that shit like Chinese plastic. When it comes to verbal, you talking about a barrier, born and raised in the yay yay, and I'll melt your ass at 52, dog. Verbally, my vocabulary thick. I graduated. I don't know about these motherfuckers, but I graduated. I got my diploma. I didn't
Are
go to
you talking
college.
about IC Mag, the website?
No, IG, Instagram. That place is a
Oh,
complete fucking clown.
Instagram. I'm
It's
sorry.
clown territory, man. I tell you, man. Like I said, I'd never seen nothing like no
Hey,
disrespect on people that you don't know, and they just like assume they make an assumption, which makes them into an ass, real quick.
I had I had an account twice. One was 10 years ago, and I didn't even know about it. I got a phone call from Tad Hussey from Kiss Organics. He said, "Oh, you're really famous over on IG." And I said, "What's IG?" He said, "Instagram." I said, "What's Instagram?" So I went over there, and I've always used Clackmas Coot, so I got an account, Clackmas Coot. And so the next morning I called Tad and I said, "What's a follower?" He goes, "Oh, did you get a couple?" I said, "Yeah, 900." And he goes, "Oh my God, I've had well, anyway, it was one. So within 5 months, 5.5 months, I get up to 36,000 and I just got tired of it. So I canceled my account and went away for a year or two. And I came back and I got an account. It was a modified Clackmas Q thing. And I ran
Hey,
it up to
are
40.
you on there right now? Do you have an IG or no?
No, I ran it up to
Oh, I
42,000
go.
this
I'll
time.
follow you. I mean, say if you haven't, I definitely. I haven't seen you on there. Otherwise, I'd be on your bandwagon. But I wouldn't be with. You get a lot of fan club on that motherfucker, and they lock your. The thing is about this dude Zuckerberg, whoever this little white boy with the afro looking motherfucker, this
And
Zuckerberg dude, whoever this dude is, he gay as fuck. He transgender or some shit because he needs to put some money back into his platform and take away the report button. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be able to report somebody. If you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen. Unfollow somebody you don't like. If you're following somebody and you got ill intentions for that person, you got a chemical imbalance in your brain, dog. Just
I was a
facts.
ter
Like,
I was a terrorist there.
yeah,
And
well, that's who I am. I'm like public enemy number one on IG. They fucking despise my shit. And all I do is to try and talk about the plant, Coot. I try and keep it just about the plant, about the beans, about like if you want to rock some shit that's different, but you gotta have patience though. So this next generation, or actually these last few generations ain't got no patience no more. They talk about 14-week, 16-week flower. Are you nuts? I'm like, listen, man, these are building blocks to creating the retro shit that lit you up back when your dad was around and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you. I don't care about your 18 to fucking 28-year-old ass. All I'm talking about is if you want to start from scratch and make something unique, this is where you start by starting
right,
raw. Yeah,
right.
but they don't get it. They think I'm fucking got dementia or some shit. I'm like, listen, boss, sharpest tool in the shed still, dog. You're all funny.
They love their polyhybrids. They love joining up all these names that are nonsensical. Oh no, this is an orange haze crossed with a green turtle. You know, I mean, it just goes on and on and on. It never ends.
It's all good. It is what it is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It
It's
is what it
legal
is. I ain't
here.
got no hate, dude. I just try and educate. That's all. I mean,
Yep.
take a little knowledge, do what I can. A lot of them say I'm a grandpa and I'm fucking got Alzheimer's and all this shit. And I'm over here with lady boys and intersex traits all through the plants. And the thing is, I found more shit that's. The thing is, they don't realize it. It's not where you're at; it's where you're from. It doesn't matter if you're a human being or a plant. The plant started outside. Man brought it indoor under lights. The plant is from outside. The best quality fucking pot you're gonna get is gonna be either greenhouse or outdoor, and and indoor is always gonna run far behind. That's just facts. But I'm not gonna. I don't hate on indoor. If you're in Alaska and you ain't got the climate and you can't grow a greenhouse or outdoor, then I understand LED or high pressure sodium or halide or whatever. Do what you got to do to rock the plant. If you're rocking it, hats off to you, much love to you. But there ain't nothing like the real, which is fucking greenhouse. Outdoor to me is number one is outdoor. But I'm a fan of greenhouse because that's how I got my house and my property over here was my depths. My depths every year back in Cali, my depths, that was my fucking little extra like bang bang. And my depths, after testing them out, SE Labs and Sequoia, my depth flower was it was better terp profile and the THC content was better than my indoor. I rocked indoor one time, dude, and I leveled it out like a scale. The power bill in one hand and my production in the other, and I said, "Fuck that." You know what I mean? I could rock depths out here that test better than the indoor, and it's for free. I just gotta go get some. I gotta go out there and cover it every day. Big fucking deal. I mean, I didn't have a job. All I do is rock the plant. I'm all about the plant. That was my job. Was the plant. The thing is, I tell everybody, man, it's all about. It doesn't matter if you're a car salesman. It doesn't matter if you're in realty, selling houses. Bullshit and experience gets you to life. The more bullshit and experience you got, the better chance you got to rock what you're doing. That's just doesn't matter what it is. Trial and error, you know? Doing good, fucking up. Doing good, fucking up. That's what teaches you.
I brought some plants inside just because they're not going to finish outside because I popped them later in the season, and I have old packs that I wanted to save, and I didn't want they germinated and they were outside and they were doing great, but I noticed that they weren't going to get big enough, and plus I have a shit ton of those outside.
Word.
So I decided to put them inside the tent, and I can already see the change in morphology from the LED from like sunshine. It's crazy. They're much more hardy outside. I like them outside.
I agree. Like I said, I don't hate on indoor. I don't. People think that Canada is a hater on indoor. I'm not. It's just that I'm old school. I'm like mortar and pestle, dude. This shit ain't broke, don't fix it, and don't try and reinvent the wheel, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. So I don't.
Yeah.
But like I said, if your climate is fucked up and you have to grow indoor, dude, then much love to you, bro. You're still doing your thing.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of sad but true, but I wanted to keep these plants going because I only have a few seeds left. And it's when I first started growing, my buddy gave me these seed packs. And so I wanted to go back to the well, like what I use as the building blocks of a lot of things that I have. So I wanted to keep these plants. And now that I'm a little bit more settled, I can keep a few clones. And if I can keep these plants as mothers for a while, I'll be pretty stoked so that I can use them for a bit of seed making, you know?
Or did you switch up the light cycle as they went in? Would you throw them on back on veg or what?
They were on mostly veg anyways because I like I said they were in a like a 1 gallon pot, like a fabric pot, and they were done.
Right.
They were done growing, and I needed to transfer. So I transferred them into a 15-gallon pot, all three of them. And I got a couple more that I need to transfer inside because they were getting from that vegetation and they were starting to sprout up. But I just extended the light period. So
Yeah.
now
So
they're
you
under
would
like
you throw them at 18? They are 18 now.
18.6 for the most part.
Yeah. 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 So yeah,
Yeah.
you threw them back in the veg. So you want to take cuts. Hats off.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah. I just, I was going to keep everything outside and just let it do its thing. But I'm like, man, I'm fucking really down on it. Like, it was some exotic genetics from Exotic Mike and fucking Cali Seed Connection and a couple other things. So
Cali Connection, dude. I mean, I found one of my best ECSD cuts that came out of a club Organicam, which they got one in Oakland and then they opened one in Santa Rosa, and I actually got a Cali Connection ECSD raw that they had selected out, and that's where I made my headband off of my OG. I rocked my own OG to that ECSD and made a headband, and that was like that was the most sought after cultivars. I mean, it was neck and neck with the OG. Tell you the truth. I mean, OG is always king in my book, but that headband flex right there with the OG. They absolutely, headband is probably one of the best cultivars to ever be created. I mean, hands down. OG Kush and East Coast Sour Diesel. You know, that shit that's like peanut butter and jelly.
yeah, the SF from Cali Connection, I got the SFB OG Kush, and that was one that I had actually popped this year, and it was doing really fucking well. And my chicken fucking knocked it over and snapped the stem, and I thought I was gonna be able to save it, and it didn't. I think I have like 2 or 3 more seeds left. I mean, I made a bunch of seeds off of it, but it's not the original, you know?
Right.
And so then I'm gonna have to pop that one again. I have like 3 seeds left, but it's a male female, it's a mixed pack, so we'll see. But
Well, Cali Connection, I talked to him on the DM because I told him I whipped up that headband off his gear, and if he saw, I had my seed packs were in the clubs for about 2.5, almost 3 years, right there next to Cali Connections and what's his name? That dude who he passed away and his wife took over. What was his name with the Jilly Bean and all that shit?
Subcool.
Subcool Seeds, Cali Connection, MTG, all these guys. My packs are right there with them. But the thing is all those guys had their packs there. My shit in my local area, I would have the flower on the top shelf in the club so they could smoke the flower, and if they dug it, they could buy the packs. That helps you out a lot. They're selling seeds. So I always do, my packs would go just as fast as their packs because of the fact that they could smoke the weed and then buy the pack of what they smoking on the offspring of the flower they're smoking. That's how I did the clubs in NorCal. I would put the gear out for them to smoke, and then I give them the offspring that came out that smoke.
Check the chat room. I gotta get going, but that's the TO at about day 32.
Right.
nice, man. You got somebody growing any stuff this year, Coot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a stipend every year. I can't fuck with anymore.
Hey, Coot, you gotta hit Potent up, dog. If you don't want any raw heirloom, Potent guy, I believe 4 different cultivars are raw Thai. The low high, the Sweet Temple Thai, the Buddha Thai Massive Next Gen, and then what's the other one? But if you want to rock some real ties, Potent got it. He got it right there in Eureka. Or you can hit the website, www.shireseeds.com. That's my buddy in New York that's rocking the gear as well. But Potent got, he got like 100 packs of all heirlooms. So
Wow.
and those are selected and ran.
He took some of
What's
he
up?
took some of my stuff to Thailand, some seeds.
Yeah, well, he keeps threatening about sending me a pack of your stuff. He said, I'm gonna send you some stuff of Coots. I said, I'm here, bro. Send it. I mean, send it. I will update. I'm like, it's mandatory to update. So if I get your gear, Coot, I will update you somehow directly. I'll give you your email. I'll hit you up.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
And I update everybody. I don't. I mean, there's no
I'm not really
piggyback
one
in
to
here or
talk.
nothing. I mean, I brought my own gear, and the thing is, I'm on my own mission. But I definitely like to test out. The thing is, a lot of teammates want to see how their gear runs in this climate. So I've got like over 300 packs of fucking teammates gear in my refrigerator that I got to run out for these guys and update all of them, all these guys on how their shit does here because they want to see their shit run in a climate that's different than the States.
Yeah, I'm not a strain guy. I'm a soil guy.
I know you are, and I have become a soil person myself.
The strain thing is too complicated for me to be remotely
my wife is known over here in the kingdom as Siam Soil. Siam Soil is my wife, and we have sold more kilos or tons of fucking compost and locally sourced fermentations to people around the kingdom for their plants than anybody. We did this shit when it was illegal. We were doing it. We had a private group on Facebook because Thais aren't on IG, they're on Facebook. So we had a private group that got up to 27,000 people before the fucking, I don't know, IG shut it down. But we got up to 27,000 people, and my wife sent out thousands of liters of fucking fermentations to people, from fish emulsion to egg ferment, to fruit ferment, vegetable ferment. I mean, everything. Like, we have probably I don't know, 75 to 40 gallon garbage cans that are fermenting stuff right now. Like right now, we got more food than we'll ever need. I don't need to buy no Athena or fucking none of that fucking shit, bro. Everything is locally sourced here. We do. Well, you don't need it if you got the.
It's garbage. It's fucking.
Yeah, I mean,
I've looked at every product, every label. I know what I'm talking about.
Bro.
This is pure shit. It's garbage.
I'm right on point. That's why I dig you, bro, because I know you're the soil specialist, bro. And my wife connected with local farmers here and the teammates that from pig farms and goat farms. They use goat shit and all this other shit, dude. Like they just compost. They make their own soil out of rice hulls,
right?
Either
That's what
goat
you want to
shit.
do.
Yeah, and man, I'm telling you, it breaks down. Listen, man, when that shit's breaking down, Coot, it will melt the rubber off your flip flops or your rubber boots will get melted when you're turning that shit. It's so hot, it almost catches fire, Coot. It almost catches fire. That's how hot it is.
That's the thermophilic cycle. I can next time I see it, we can go through it. It's really simple, but you want to tone it down to under 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Now you're in what's called the mesophilic, and you won't have that heat. The heat ramp up, you can adjust by layering you want to do carbon at 3 parts of carbon to 1 part nitrogen. Which
and we use it. That's another thing, Coot. We go out and we got this spot over here. There's a lady who cooks. She cooks noodles for all the noodle shops here, and they go and they buy the noodles by the kilo, and they're pre-cooked to bring back to their noodle shops. Okay, and she burns nothing but rice hulls. Rice hulls burn fast but hot, and she burns them out, and all the biochar goes out the back door. Me and my wife go buy for 85 cents, or no, wait, 10 baht. No, my bad. 33 cents for fucking 40 kilos of biochar out this back door of this lady. We go and shovel it and put it into the sidecar and bring it home. And the biochar goes right in with our compost. Biochar is a big thing. I mean, biochar is
Right.
it's real, y'all. I mean, if you really haven't fucked
Right.
with biochar, you gotta realize that the Thais out here, they burn the sugarcane fields for a reason. A, they don't have to strip the shit by hand. It burns itself out when it gets to the green tips.
Right.
It burns out, it goes out, but it drops all that biochar. So when they go in and they re-rototill
Well, it
that
also
earth,
sterilizes the soil.
yeah, and
Yeah.
they rototill it back
Yeah.
in, or they till it, and it goes back into the earth. Man,
Right.
any place that has a sugarcane field here for the last 20, 30, 40 years is the best soil you could ever get. It's just
Oh
like
yeah.
black gold.
Right.
It's black
Right.
gold. It's gold. It's fire. It's like
Yeah.
absolutely you can take your fucking hand and put your four fingers together and shove your fingertips into the ground, and it goes in like it's like so I can't explain it. It's like that's why shit blows up here. It's so crazy. It grows like it thrives here because of how these the 2,000, 5,000 years of burning this shit and how they do it. The biochar thing. It's all it's just micro. It's just the shit, bro. I mean, you can't fuck with it. I get it now. At first, when I came here, my wife started tapping in with these people, these local farmers, and seeing what they're doing and how they do it. And that's where she got the idea to just keep it all locally sourced, ferments,
Right.
and compost. That was it. She
Right.
says that these guys have been doing this for so long. Their grandpas been doing this. So
Yeah.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and just stay on the same schedule, and you'll have
The
like
one thing
happy
that I would
plants.
really strongly recommend you add to your recipe would be to set up a worm, a large one, and it's not difficult to do,
Yeah,
but
we've got it, man. Dude, I want to show you if I can do it here on the next rain. I'm gonna send you a video of a fucking earthworm. Do they get over 24 inches long here? The worms here, they're scary. I don't even want to pick them up. I've never seen a worm
yeah, no
like back in
shit.
Cali. I would buy night crawlers for fishing, right? And they'd be
Right.
big fat fucks. Over here, that's like a baby, dude. That's like something over here. They got earthworms that are like the size of your thumb around, and they're like 24 inches long, crossing the street
Wow.
in the
Oh, this is
monsoon.
like no. These are like your red wigglers. You know what those are if you're
Yeah,
a fisherman.
I know a right
Okay,
wiggler. I
well,
know
that's
exactly.
what the ones that you want that come from Southeast Asia are incorrectly called Hawaiian blues, Malaysian blues. They're not really blue, but they have a bluish tint, kind of sometimes, anyway. And they're going to give you a finer worm casting loaded with
Right.
enzymes, and that is
I
going to,
go.
and think of it as an inoculant. You don't need great amounts of it. You just need enough to inoculate your compost.
I
And
go.
therein
I go
lies
and
the
I dig up.
key.
I go and dig up worms, Coot. You know how I know they're there? Because there's literally a pile 8 inches high of castings from the
There you
hole they're
go.
at.
That's what you want.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you
no,
want
that's
the
nuts.
worms
And
for
listen,
fishing.
Coot, if you
Yeah,
dig down there, you find a colony, not just one, but fucking literally hundreds of worms that are so
thousands.
big it blow your mind. And
Yeah,
that's how I use it for fishing. You know, what I mean, that's where it started.
right.
Was my kid showed me my son-in-law showed me like the pile of worm castings. I was like, wow, that's fucking worm shit. He's like, yeah, we
That's
gotta
what you
dig here,
want.
and
Yeah,
he dig down, right, and he pull out like 100 worms that were like fucking literally 12 to 24 inches long. They were fucking. You could cut this up to put like 4 times on a hook because there's no way you could put this on a hook. It's too big. You know what I mean? You
right.
can't do one worm per hook. That you do like four. You have to
Right.
cut them in fours.
Yeah,
Everything's big here.
if
It's
you've
crazy.
got
You
that
know they
kind,
got hey Coot. They got spiders here. They have birds caught in their web. I've never seen that in California.
if you have access to that level of worm casting, that volume, and
Yes,
you
sir.
could just use it to top dress your plants, you will grow the largest, most luxurious plants you've ever seen in your life. There's nothing finer on this planet than worm castings. Nothing.
You can get 80 pounds of worm castings here for like $8 USD.
Oh my God.
$8. You can get with shipping, $12. Cost you $4 to get about 80 pounds shipped to your house of the best worm castings for like cheap. They've got worm farms all over here. They're all about it. The thing is, I didn't realize that once my wife tapped into these old school people that she found on YouTube, and then she would find out their Facebook, and then she'd hit them up on the messenger and start talking to them, and they would coach her on. That's how we got all our ferment. Was starting a YouTube, found their Facebook, and once she found their Facebook, she would talk to them personally, and they'd coach her on what you need to do with this, with that. Oh, you got 2 fish ponds at home. Okay, take your fish, get your fish out, do this with the fish for your fish emulsion, and so
Right.
forth. With eggshells, I mean, like every eggshell we get, we stock the eggshells, and we do a whole different process with the eggshells, and it just goes on for calcium, for fucking everything, bro. I mean, everything
Okay, I
out your
got,
kitchen can really feed your plants if you're really religious about it and keep your shit all the way down to coffee grounds. I mean, you can feed your worms with coffee grounds.
yeah, I gotta tell you this and then I gotta run. If you take your eggshells, all right, and then roast
Uh-huh.
them,
Right,
all right,
right.
and now you want to take and pulverize it. What happens, there's a change in the molecular structure. Now you've created calcium phosphate. And that is going to add greatly to your flower cycle, or add it to your whatever. It's if you were to go buy calcium phosphate, you'd appreciate what you have in your hands.
Nice.
So you're taking
Right
a
on, sir.
wonderful material and now you're converting it to something even better without what all you're doing is heating it. So you want
Good
to
tip.
char it.
Nice. That's what's up.
Good tip.
Yeah, just eggshells. It's calcium. It's the same thing that's in limestone. Same thing that's in oyster shells. It's calcium carbonate.
Right.
But there's other minerals. There's other minerals in the eggshell, and one of them is phosphorus. And by heating it, now you've created calcium phosphate
Nice.
for nothing. And now you can use that in one of your extracts. Remember, these are elemental, so they're not going to change molecular structure. They're elemental, so you can create something
Well,
really special.
next week, if you're on here, Coot, and if I'll try and be at home. I'll go through the garbage cans that we got from Minton, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, sounds good, man. Be more than
Sounds
happy
good.
to tell you what I know.
Yeah, 100. Hey,
All right, guys.
Hey, man,
All
Coot,
right.
take it
Thanks
easy.
a lot,
Hey,
everyone.
Wes, dude, much love and respect, Wes.
Dude, thanks
Hey.
for stopping by, dude.
Good
And
talking with you
Broski,
guys.
thanks for stopping
Yeah,
by.
yeah. Hey, you're gravy,
Yeah.
bro. I'll see you on IG, bro. Much love, much respect to you, bro.
Good to see
All
you.
right.